I think oftentimes when people hear me and see me, they think that I'm a fool. They think that somehow or another I've lost my mind, that I'm not down with the in crowd. They've said that nobody would love me and that I'm an outcast. But let me say this here now. We can be clear about anything. Please let me be clear about this. And I pray that it's received and understood. I don't want to be one of you. I don't want to be one of you weak men, weak people.
For my brother,
I'd rather die. Death is welcome rather than to call myself you spineless black men.
Side high, I ain't your traditional. Rapper smoking medicinal, stayed in detention. Life is all about principle, cynical ass niggas. Sorry that I offended you, I bring something different. Why niggas sounding identical? I'd rather drown in a swimming pool than to let you imbecile stop me from topping my pinnacle. Try me blocked by the genitals, trust me, it's not intentional. It's the difference between a gangster and a criminal. Cause real gangsters can't do Breakfast Club interviews. A lot of you niggas don't own a business suit. A slave for every pair of Michael Jordan tennis shoe. But anywho, got your bitch walking around like she winning pool with no bottoms on, just the top of her swimming suit. What you gon' say when the niggas gon' try to get at you? Them in what army, or you just talking in general? Cause in the end, we all gon' die like them Seminoles, nigga. These niggas weak. I'm fucking up, these niggas weak. These niggas weak. I'm fucking up, these niggas weak.
I look at the sorry state of black men in America today, the destruction of the family, the loss of integrity. When as a young boy, black shot down every day for years without stopping, when I look at what we are as black people, I'd rather be dead than to continue to live against such.
Y'all ain't trying to start a revolution. Y'all looking for a restitution. Niggas kill each other every day and ain't no evolution. My partner shot 100 niggas and it was never proven. We just labeled him a gangster and kept it moving. Let me give you the same outcome, separate shooting. A white man kill a black, we holler persecution. So instead of looting, it's time to find some better schooling. You can act like y'all don't understand when I'm elocuting. Did I stutter? I was never Reuben. Y'all ain't no Black Panthers. You wasn't there with Newton. You ain't Martin Martin. Try to better humans. Instead of all these rappers, we need some better students. It's time to rebuild the neighborhoods that we helped to ruin. And the NAACP, y'all need some help recruiting. Fuck a resolution, let's get some retribution. I feel like Malcolm X when he left the movement. These niggas weak. I'm fucking up, these niggas weak. These niggas weak. I'm fucking up, these niggas weak. Yeah. Y'all know what it is, yeah, I said it, nigga. All you niggas laying up with these bitches with no condoms and shit. Having mistake babies and shit, leaving these women to motherfucking raise your kids by their motherfucking self. Yeah, my nigga, I said it. You don't like what's going on in the motherfucking America, leave this motherfucker. When they said we were free, my nigga, that mean we were free to go back where the fuck we came from, my nigga. Yeah, a whole motherfucking continent that belong to us, nigga. It's called Africa, motherfucker. The fuck is y'all talking about? Y'all ain't trying to start no revolution. Y'all motherfuckers spent 10 bands on the motherfucking section in the motherfucking club. 10 bands to build a whole motherfucking neighborhood in Nigeria, nigga. Get the fuck out of here.
It's apple hunting season. 'Tis the season to cut the apple head off. 'Tis the season to cut the apple head off. What's going on, people? You see what my background looking like, man? Huh? You see what my background looking like, man? I'm in assassin mode. All I need is my COVID mask. Can't see me. You won't be able to see me, but I see you. Man, like the show, share the show, tell a friend, we live, man. It's your boy Sean P in place to be. I'm about to get straight to it, man. I ain't gonna waste nobody's time. It's too late in the evening, unless you're on the West Coast. So, what's good with everybody in the chat? Those of you who have not replied yet, or those of you who will catch the replay. I was gonna do it on a Mossy, man, but like I said last time, I'm trying to leave it alone, gear it up, but leave it alone because we got a lot of information that don't even need the Abo concern over there on that channel. It's a lot of information there already. But I didn't watch this show because I was busy doing a live sports show with my bro on HBCU. His name is Offscript, Scotty. And we were building over there on that show, talking about big bets and all of that. But I'm gonna share my screen. Yeah, you should be able to see this. So I want to kind of skip all of the foolery. They continue to let this dude up top come on the channel, and we keep trying to educate them. Smoke signal. He done took his arguments from one channel to the next channel to the next channel to the next channel, and it looked like this is something that he's going to be doing a lot of. But it was at this moment. Let me get about right there. But it was at this moment Garfield makes the mistake again. He got a dude named Reginald Jackson, who was an apologist, don't know anything about anything. He's got Sister Soul on the platform. She don't know anything about anything. This is true story in slavery. So let me let this bill play out a little bit. Then I'm gonna give y'all. I need to give y'all a little quick lesson here.
As far as we today, King lost rights in English because of the Egyptians' writing system. Sister, go ahead, try again. I don't know if you gotta go out and come back in, sis.
Hey, I was saying, could you share the book? I just put it in the back on page 8, if possible. It's not free.
Hold on, let me see what you got for me right here. Page 8. I got it right here, sis.
Give me a second, brother. I know you're shaking.
I'm gonna share it.
You'll be able to speak.
I know. I'm gonna share it on the screen right now. West Indian Sketches, the antidote. True story. And you ain't got this one, brother.
Hey, blow it up. Okay.
Coming for food story right now.
Brazilis in Dutch Guyana, in Martinique, in the Mauritius, in Cuba.
Hold on.
Anything you want me to read?
Hold on. What is it you wanted to present?
Right. Anything in particular, Sister Soul? Sister Soul.
Yeah, she got a bad connection. I'll wait for her to come back. I ain't in no rush to get out of here. I think the game on? I don't even know if the game is on.
Oh, I think it's coming on in 8 minutes?
Yeah, the Brooklyn Nets playing Philadelphia. That's a waste of time. I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that. Truth.
A commercial break though.
Go back up to the top of page 8, Garfield.
I'm listening. A commercial break. We have I don't know if y'all are Apple customers, but they launched a
4%, baby.
Yeah, 4.15%.
4.15. I tried to get Thunder
on the savings.
I couldn't do it today. You did it?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I could. I tried to do it because I got the Apple card. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
They must not have made it live yet. 4.15%, baby. Take your savings and put it in.
And put it in there. That's a fact.
That is the highest. That's the highest one, right?
Highest one I ever heard of.
Right. So basically, folks, Apple just got. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut your wisdom, Thunder. Go ahead, you can tell them.
No, you got it.
Apple just basically has their own savings now. So, do you need an Apple card?
Yeah.
well, okay, well, you need an Apple Card, but if you do, you can have a savings account, and their interest is 4.15, which is, what did they say, 10 times higher?
No, way more than that. 400% higher.
Hold on,
no, I'm dead serious. Like most of them are 1%, 1.5 at the most. Yeah, so we're talking about damn near 400%, bro. So they have.
Go ahead, my brother. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no minimum deposits and no balance requirements. So you can get down to 1 cent in there and you still good.
They trying to shut down the bank.
Yeah, they trying. I mean,
and your cash. Wait, hold on. And your cash back from your Apple Cash, whatever thing.
Yeah.
That go right into your savings.
Yep, go right into your savings.
Hey, let me say this real quickly, right? I got to read this article from Dwayne Wong.
Why you take the book down?
Hold on, sis, because I'm waiting for you.
Because we can't. Yeah, you keep going in and out, and we don't know what to read. What do you want us to read?
No. She got to get her signal together because I'm not going to move. I'm here, sis. Don't worry about the book. I'm going to deal with this right now. You don't sound clear, sis.
Yeah,
come back out.
Your signal. You need to go in.
You got to go out and come back in.
Yeah,
sis.
go out and come back in, Sister Soul.
Brother, page 8.
Sis, you're trying to talk.
You got to go out.
You got to go out and come back in, sis. You got to go out and come back in. Yeah, let me read this real quickly, just for everybody's sake, and we get to the sister when she's ready and sound right. Debunking the Black Indian myth from they came before Columbus to hidden colors. They came before Columbus. Ivan Van Sertima put forward the argument that African people were in the Americas long before Columbus was. There are some problems with this theory. In the first place, there are no Egyptian historical records which suggests that the Egyptians ever sailed to America or even attempted such a journey. And they came before Columbus. Van Sertima argues that the Egyptian journey to the Americas happened during the rule of the 25th dynasty, which was the Kushite dynasty that ruled Egypt. Van Sertima never explained why he selected this particular dynasty, but his reasoning for doing so is important because he later altered the date in African presence in early America to 948 or circa 1000 BC. Somebody have the echo. Somebody got to mute their mic and turn their YouTube off. Hold on, let me mute up. All right. This is a very interesting article. Van Sertima was forced to alter his thesis in light of new evidence which demonstrated that the Olmec civilization was older than was originally believed, which leads me to the next issue. Because the Olmec civilization is one that has been largely shrouded in mystery. There have been a number of theories about the historical roots of the Olmec. Van Sertima was among those who argued that the Olmec had African origins, whereas others such as Mike Zhu have argued that the Olmec had Asian roots. Not only because of the apparent Asian features of some of the Olmec sculptures, but Zhu also attempted to draw a connection between the Olmec script and the Chinese characters. All right. Below are pictures of various Olmec sculptures. Boom, 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 boom. They leave these ones out. All right. There have been a number of diffusion theories regarding the Olmec. Van Sertima's case in They Came Before Columbus is the best known. Certainly not the only one. The mysterious origins of Olmec has invited a lot of speculation. In Van Sertima's case, he speculated that the Egyptians sailed to the Americas and influenced the Olmec civilization, but there simply is no historical record. Van Sertima also argued it was Columbus who suggested that the Africans were in the Americas before he was. Van Sertima made this claim at the very beginning of the video below. You hear the claim? I'm not going to play the video. Yeah, it was Columbus himself who suggested that is just simply not true. So now he's an elder, right? Who is before Garfield. Do I have the right to correct that information? Go ahead, beloved.
Quick question though. You just said something. He said the Egyptians came and taught the Olmecs. Did you just read that?
Yeah, he said he speculated that Egyptians sailed to the Americas and influenced the Olmec civilization.
Right. So that means that then who were the Olmecs? You could like, wait a minute now. If the Egyptians came here
and influenced them,
then who were
the Olmecs can be Africans. Wow, you caught that. That's a good one. But this right here, family, Van Sertima also argued it was. That's why I said to Y2K, YK the truth, that he didn't say that they were African, but he did. But I'm saying that he changed his mind with what he said after. Van Sertima also argued it was Columbus himself who suggested Africans were Indian American before he was. I'm going to actually make a clip of this clip soon. Van Sertima repeated this claim again when he testified. You know, all this stuff, Van Sertima, remember, he testified in front of the House of Representatives in Congress. Remember this, by the way, too. His stuff is being taught in colleges and universities and was removed. What was it, 2 years ago? It was 2 years ago that they removed this stuff. His stuff is, because remember when I used to argue this back on Facebook 7 years ago, be like, oh, his stuff is being taught in colleges. Van Sertima repeated his claim again when he testified in front of the House of Representatives. Now, I'm not the first to suggest that there were Africans in America before Columbus. Columbus was the first to suggest it. Columbus actually said in the journal of his second voyage when he was in Haiti, then known as Hispaniola, Native Americans came to him and told him that black people had come in large boats from the south and southeast trading in gold-tipped metal spears. Probably Columbus did not believe this, and that fact in itself would not be enough because the so-called black people could be any people. It could be dark, bronze people from South America. However, Columbus actually sent back on a mail boat to Spain samples of these gold-tipped metal spears. When the metallurgists in Spain assayed these spears, they found they were identical, not similar, but were identical in their ratio of gold, silver, and copper alloys as spears then forged in African Guinea. I want to make a point of clarification here. Columbus never claimed that he saw black people in the Americas. Isn't that the biggest claim of these Aboriginals? I want to make a point of clarification here. Columbus never claimed that he saw black people in the Americas. Columbus wrote, just like what brother, what's his name on the panel right now? Stoopy said, their hair is short and coarse, almost like the hairs of a horse's tail. So they had straight hair. They wear the hairs brought down to the eyebrows, except a few locks behind, which they wear long and never cut. They paint themselves black. And they are the color of the Canarians, neither black nor white. Some paint themselves white, others red, and others of what color they find. Some paint their faces, others the whole body. Some only round the eyes, others only in the nose. I'm going to start the show on Wednesday with this.
Can I say something?
Hold on, sis. Let me finish the whole thing.
So here's the thing, right? I'm letting it build up because we need context. So therefore, I have to play this because of a few reasons. One, Garfield has not been paying attention to any show that I've done. Two, I ain't holding it against him. But two, this article is written by Omawale, Dwayne Omawale, and it's not new news. It's a very well written article by Dwayne. But to support Dwayne, right? I made an attempt to try to falsify his article a while ago. And then try to make an attempt to falsify his article, the evidence just kept outweighing the normal. Now, why am I saying this to y'all? And why am I saying it right now? It's because people have this thing where they think that we just gonna believe something because it's saying something different than the status quo. If I write something, if Kofi writes something, if Sutek writes something, Chavis, Satepara, T'Challa, if any one of us writes something, Ben, Nahisi, I'm going behind it to either find evidence to falsify it, to present it to my brothers so that they could either accept it or refute the information or say whatever the case may be. But either way, I'm going to make sure that we come out on top with the information. So in a supportive evidence, right? I found the whole gold tip spear thing. No one gave me that. I found that on my own merit to end up finding out exactly what that is that they were referring to, and that comes off the islands. And I provided all the additional sources that would constitute support for Dwayne's argument here. But I'm gonna let the context roll out, and then I'm gonna let the beat build, and we're gonna get into what I need to get into.
Then you could say whatever you want to say. And by the way, you sound clear and beautiful as ever. The description that Columbus gives certainly is not a description of black people in the Caribbean. In fact, Columbus writes that they were not black. Van Sertima claims to be referencing Columbus, but he's actually referencing Bartolomé de las Casas' writings. De las Casas. Hold on 1 second, family. Let me see who this is right here. Oh, this is my brother that got cut off. Hold on. De las Casas gave this description in his account of Columbus' voyage. Wednesday, July 4th, he ordered sail, that they cut it with a knife, and the heat was so very intense that they were tormented, and he ordered the course laid to the way of the southwest, which is the route leading from these islands to the south, in the name, he said, of the Holy and Indivisible Trinity, because that you would be on a parallel with the land of Sierra of Loa and Cape of Santa Ana and Guinea, which is below the equinoctial line, where he says that below that line are found more gold and things of value. And after that, he would navigate, and that he thought to investigate the report of the Indians of this Hispaniola, who said that they had come to Hispaniola from the south and southeast, a black people who have the tops of their spears made of a metal which they call guanin, of which he had sent samples to the sovereigns to have them assayed, when it was found that 32 parts, 18 were of gold, 6 silver, and 8 copper. Neither Columbus nor de las Casas wrote anything about African spears. This is an inference.
So real quick, in Dwayne's article, right, what would have been extra icing on the cake is right when this quote is made right here, that he would have pulled up the guanin, right, and went and got that primary source. And went and got that archaeological source that in the map that shows where the guanin grows. So for those of you who are very unfamiliar with this, I'm gonna pause real quick so I can show you what I'm talking about. Hold on, I'm pulling it up, y'all. So just hold your horses. Hold your horses. Listen to Tyson snore. I know I gotta go search for it. Booyah! Share this tab. Zoom out. Read the title. Metallic Encounters in Cuba, the Technology, Exchange, and Meaning of Metals Before and After Columbus. The key word is before, right? So I'm going to scroll on down a little bit because some of y'all have seen this already. But if you read the abstract right here, this is what it says. Metals held important symbolic and political values for the indigenous communities of the Caribbean islands. However, metal objects are not abundant in indigenous archaeological sites, and their study has hitherto been very limited. This paper presents the results of the first analytical programming focused on metals artifacts recovered in a range of Taino sites in Cuba, chronological covering the periods before and after contact with Europeans. Our aim were to identify metallurgical traditions related to diversity of cultural and learning backgrounds. B, investigate the origins of different metal artifacts found in Cuba as a proxy to reconstruct patterns of exchange and interaction among indigenous communities and between these and Europeans, and C, to approach the meaning and symbolism of different metals by considering their context of appropriation and use. The techniques employed include optical microscopy, SIM-EDS, PXRF, and PIXI. The results allow a diachronic picture of the procurement, transformation, use, and symbolisms of metals in Cuba with the broader implications of Caribbean technology. All right, last line. We reveal culture specific to Taino choices and their interactions with materials and value systems from continental America and Europe. We also discuss the selective appropriation, recontextualization, and meaning of different metals in the indigenous cultures. So you can read this all you want. I'm going to put it in the chat. Hold on 1 second. I hit the back button, so hold on. All right, so when Columbus is saying whatever it is that he's saying, you can actually follow what he is saying if you knew this map. The circles with the lines straight through them represent the quinine, right? And it would just go down and tell you what they were talking about. These gold spear tips were not of African anything. They're not. No relationship with Africa. They were in the Caribbeans. And here's your proof. A map of Cuba showing the location of indigenous sites that have reported metals finds, including those cited in the text. Gold and gold alloy artifacts found at each site. I've given people this so many times and showed you how to get this source that it's like a little weird. So back to our regular scheduled program.
That Van Sertima makes, but he presents his inference as a fact. Nowhere does De las Casas suggest that the spears he was referring to were identical or even similar to spears in West Africa. Moreover, how would he have known? Did the Spanish also assay the spears of West Africa to know what ratio of gold, silver, and copper alloys were found in the African spears? Van Sertima does not say, but he jumps to the conclusion that the spears that were sent to Spain were African spears without providing a basis for why he believes so. A second problem with the manner in which Van Sertima uses this piece of information is the assumption that the black people whom De las Casas refers to were African. Columbus was quoted before as noting that the natives sometimes painted themselves black. So for all we know, the black people being referred to were people who were painted black as opposed to black-skinned people. Even Van Sertima himself admits that the people who were trading these spears could be dark bronze people from South America as opposed to African. Van Sertima's scholarship was flawed in many respects, but he made an attempt to challenge the racist scholarship of this time. Unfortunately, the scholarship that he has inspired has tended to be of a worse quality than Van Sertima's was. For example, whereas Van Sertima argued that Africans influenced the civilization of the Americas, Clyde Winters goes further by suggesting that Africans founded the Olmec and all other American civilization, which is a claim that Van Sertima never made. Winters writes the first civilization to appear in America, called the Olmec culture, was founded by Africans. The original Maya were probably Africans. The Aztecs, the Zapotecs, the Toltecs, the Maya and Maya usually occupied urban centers built by Africans or Afro-Indians. Hidden Colors also makes the argument that Africans were in the Americas before Columbus. In the documentary, Umar Johnson claimed that Africans were going back and forth, engaging in cultural and economic trade before Columbus. In How Europe Underdeveloped Africa, oh no, not Walter Rodney, explained that if any African canoes reached the Americas, they did not establish two-way links. If these two-way links were established, Umar fails to cite specific examples because there are no examples. This two-way trade never happened. Phil Valentine is even more confused. In the documentary, he says, oh man, not my brother Phil Valentine. He says that Mansa Musa is the same person as Montezuma. This statement is horribly misinformed. Mansa Musa never sailed to America. Mansa Musa took the throne after the previous ruler, Abu Bakr, went on to expedition to sail the Atlantic Ocean. He never returned, though some, including Van Sertima, argued that he arrived in the Americas. Mansa Musa never traveled to the Americas, so how could he have been Montezuma? The two likely were not even alive at the same time period. All right. All right. I'm going to end that right there. And let me get to my sister stuff. Is she here? All right, Sister Soul, I'm going to share your thing right now. Anybody want to respond to that before Sister Soul?
The Egyptians came and influenced the Olmecs. Who are the Olmecs?
They're definitely not African then. Sister Soul.
So as soon as the sister get up here, we're going to hear somebody read something. Somebody's going to read it, and then we're going to get two interpretations of what was read. I want y'all to listen very closely to what is being read, what is being said, and then how the interpretation of data changes.
Oh, you up, sister?
All right, great. Thanks for pulling it up for me. So let's read this. I'm going to start on page 8.
What are we looking at, by the way?
This is actually, it's antidote to West Indian sketches drawn from authentic sources, and it shows about cultivation, how the United States were, well, not the United States, I'm sorry, where the British came over and they're using their powers to enforce cultivation in Africa, so on and so forth, because they didn't have any around this time. So I just wanted to bring that to the attention real quick, based off something that gentleman was saying earlier. Want me to read?
Please do.
Okay. It says, we do not give these extracts in order to refute them. It would be a poor compliment to the understandings of our readers if we could be induced to make any reply to such general and opprobrious, I don't know this word, calamities. But we call upon the subscribers of the African institution to mark the system with their reprobation. We appeal to them whether they can still continue to lend the authority of their names to a society which attempts to support its doctrines, By such abuse, we know what many. I'm sorry. Let me pull my screen up. We know what many of the subscribers feel respecting the libel contained in the 10th report of the African Institution. They're naturally indignant seeing their names recorded at full length in the many hundred copies of that report, which were sent forth into the world. They feel that they have, in some measure, but most inappropriately, been made parties to the libel. But surely that libel was mild and innocent when compared with the language we have just quoted, and with the numerous other publications of the directors. These things are important to pay attention to, guys. It says, we beg to call to the recollection of the subscribers the object for which society was, was established. In the first report of the directors, read in the general meeting of 1807, we find the following rules and regulations adopted for their government, and they're talking about Africa. To prevent misconception concerning the views and measures of African institution, it may be proper, in the first instance, to declare that it is a society's fixed determination not to undertake any religious mentions, nor to engage in commercial speculations. It may also be proper to premise that to premise that it will naturally become the duty and care of this society to watch over the execution of the laws recently enacted in this and other countries, for the abolishing the African slave trade, they kill me with that, to endeavor to prevent the infraction of these laws, and from time to time to suggest any means by which they may be rendered more effectual to their objects. Likewise, to endeavor by communicating information and by other appropriate methods to promote the abolition of the slave trade by foreign powers. And it says that the means which it is proposed to employ for that purpose of promoting the civilization, and improvement in Africa are the following kind. So now, mind you, this is in 1807, as we just read. They were promoting Africa as far as trying to get it established and improving it, civilizing it, so on and so forth. Mind you, there's so many bits of information that shows and proves to you that America was established way before that. I just want to point that out. Number one.
All right. So never mind. Let me let it play all the way through.
To collect.
Wait, could you start for 1 second? What do you mean you're trying to point out that America was established?
Okay, let me finish and then ask me later.
Sure, no
okay.
problem. You got it. Yeah, no problem.
All right, thank you, brother. Okay, and it says, number one, to collect and diffuse throughout this country accurate information respecting the natural productions of Africa, and in general respecting the agriculture and commercial capacities of the African continent, and the intellectual, moral, and political condition of its inhabitants, to promote the instruction of the Africans in letters and in useful knowledge, and to cultivate a friendly connection with the natives of that continent, to endeavor to enlighten the minds of the Africans with respect to their true interests, and to diffuse information amongst them respecting the means, whereby we may improve the present opportunity of constituting a beneficial commerce in place of the slave trade, to introduce among them such of the improvements and useful arts of Europe as are suited to their condition, to promote the cultivation of the African soil, This is important. When you're thinking about promoting cultivation, there's no cultivation there. It needs to be promoted. The soil needs to be promoted for cultivation. Not only exciting and directing the industry of the natives, but by furnishing where it may appear advantageous to do so, useful seeds and plants, implements of husbandry, which means husbands, you need marriage, that means consummation. So bring these seeds and plants to Africa to help to cultivate the land. Keep that in mind. This is in the 1800s. Number 6, to introduce among the inhabitants beneficial medical discoveries, to obtain a knowledge of, number 7, to obtain a knowledge of the principal languages of Africa, and as has been already found to be practicable, to reduce them to writing with the view of facilitate and diffusion of information among the natives of that country, facilitating and diffusing the information among the natives of Africa. Number 8, to deploy suitable agents to establish correspondence as shall appear advisable, and to encourage and rewind individual enterprises and exertion in promoting any of the purpose of the institution. The many eminent persons who contributed to the funds of this society, it's almost like a members association when you think about it, no doubt expected that the directors would adhere to these rules and regulations and laid down from them by the general meeting. We apprehended was not their intention on becoming subscribers to support the political opinions of the particular party regarding the natural rights of man to freedom and equality, or the constitutional power of the mother country to the legislation for the colonies. These are the subjects for the consideration of the philosopher and the statesman, but the discussion of them is very ill suited to a society established for objects of charity. At least we believe that such of the subscribers as are members of the two houses of parliament do not require the assistance of the directors to guide their judgment on these and other great national questions. I'm going to stop right there. The most important part I wanted you guys to just hear, because someone was saying about things being cultivated and it started here in Africa, or something he was saying earlier. Not true. The cultivation and everything in Africa never started until the 1800s. There was so much going on in that desolate land.
All righty. So hold on. I'm gonna let her finish. But one of her problems is she don't understand that Africa been cultivating shit for a long time. I don't understand how she comes to this conclusion that there was no cultivation going on in Africa. But listen.
They had everyone coming in, bringing in cultivation,
Wait,
seeds,
could you slow down a little bit?
Now she's saying that Africans didn't have shit. People brought it to Africa. That's what she's claiming. I just wanted to make sure that y'all understood what her claim is and why she was reading all of this shit. Because she was claiming that there was nothing being cultivated in Africa. But she doesn't read the beginning stages and pages to fully understand what the book is saying. This is what cherry picking is.
Sure, I'm sorry.
Okay, so do you know what you just read? And the reason I'm asking for it.
Don't be condescending.
Yo, Thunder, shut up, man. I'm trying to ask questions because I'm trying to be clear. I'm not 100% sure she understood what was read. And that's why I'm asking. Relax.
That is, oh man.
Just relax, man. Do you know what?
Let me answer. Hold on. Let me answer the question before you keep going. You asked the question, then kept going. Okay. Yes, I understood what I read. Did you understand or comprehend?
I understood completely. I understand
1,000%. Let's go with this thing. Okay. What did you comprehend, sir? What did you comprehend from what you just heard, sir? Please tell me what you comprehended from.
Sure, no problem. So first of all, while I talk Garfield, you can pull up the African Institution. This is a document talking about the African Institution, which was an early abolition society that was in Britain, in England. So the people they were talking about this land and so forth and so on were talking about the people of England, trying to get them on board to support the actions of the African society. The reason that you read 1807 and that's important is because the end of the transatlantic slave trade stops in 1807. This is one of the efforts that spurs the abolition movement even further. Now, what you're talking about as far as the development of Africa, they have something called the African Squadron also that comes and sits along the waters to stop the transatlantic slave trade starting in 1807. The African Institution, that it came with the Christian stuff in there. That's why you were right about that. The Christian stuff, they tried to Christianize, but behind that, what they did was try to encourage the people, in particular Sierra Leone region or whoever, who were engaged in the slave trade to stop it. And so this is what's going on. And you're reading a report from the African Institution. Somebody can pull it up again that Equiano, Kugayano, and Paul Cuffey were all a part of. This is why Equiano, when he was in England, was working with the African Institution to get what he was trying to get going in Sierra Leone. This is an organization's report on what they were doing in Africa. It's not about just the planting of the seeds, and it has nothing to do with, as far as husbandry. Husbandry is dealing with farming. That's what they mean by husbandry.
Husbandry is dealing with, it comes to consummation, which is something.
Can you please Google what husbandry is for me, please?
Daddy.
Agronomy and animal husbandry.
What is husbandry?
Listen to what I'm saying to you, brother, with what we read real quick, right?
Sure.
Okay. I stand to be corrected on this particular document. There's 1,000 books. I got like 18,000 books, brother. I'm not going to lie to you.
Boom. So let me pause real quick. She's got 18,000 books, but she couldn't comprehend that what she was reading was an actual report. This is what I mean by allowing certain people to come into your circle and have conversations and then try to share their screen, and then they don't even understand what they're dealing with. So let me pause real quick and let me move forward. So Danny does a good job of cleaning it up and letting her know what she's dealing with. But I want to take it a step further. And I don't care who's insulted. I don't care nothing about your feelings. I'm taking this shit all the way to young leaders. It's called comprehension. Okay? Comprehension is the reason for reading. If readers can read the words but do not understand or connect to what they are reading, they are not really reading. Good readers are both purposeful and active and have the skills to absorb what they read, analyze it, make sense of it, and make it their own. This is a children's website teaching reading. Look at the grade level, K through 3, ladies and gentlemen. Strong readers think actively as they read. They use their experiences and knowledge of the world, morphology, vocabulary, language structure, and reading strategies to make sense of the text and know how to get the most out of it. They think about the text structure as they read. They know when they have problems with understanding and what thinking strategies to use to resolve these problems when they pop up. These elements enable a skilled reader to create a mental model of the text as they read. Teachers can play a critical role in helping students develop their comprehension skills. Reading research has shown that comprehension instructions can help students do a better job of understanding and remembering what they read. Good instructions can also help students communicate with others verbally and in writing about what they've read. So, what do good readers do? Draw on prior knowledge, draw inferences, pay attention to sentences and text cohesion, self-monitor, form mental images, summarize and retell, think about text structure, right? We need to improve our comprehension in this community because we lack comprehension. To double down on that, ladies and gentlemen, reading comprehension, free reading comprehension worksheets for kindergarten through the 5th grade. Let's go to kindergarten. Let's just pick a level story. Let's go with Bob's Pet. God damn, this sucks that I have to do this. Bob's Pet. Bob has a dog. The dog has a red ball. Bob has a cat. The cat has a blue ball. From what I basically just said, Bob has a cat, Bob has a dog. The dog has a red ball, the cat has a blue ball. But that's not it. Bob has a bird. The bird has a green ball. Bob has a fish. The fish has no ball. So out of all the animals that Bob has, which animal does not have a ball? Can I get an answer? Out of all the pets that Bob has, which pet does not have a ball? I'm dead ass serious. Because this is what it's come to in the community. I'm going to read it again. Thank you, Keisha. The fish. Which animal has the blue ball? You see, I didn't have to say nothing to get rid of the person with the low reading comprehension because he doesn't understand the assignment. He doesn't realize that reading comprehension is a problem in the community. So we got to take it all the way back and we got to come through this shit slow. I like that. Yeah. I like what you said there, Sutek. That's who got the blue ball. But see, that's what I'm saying. So if we're reading something, right? For one, here's the problem. She was allowed to read all the way through that without any pause, which means she just read through anyone's ability to comprehend the entire text of what she was just reading because no one else had it. And we couldn't follow what she was saying because she never led us into what she's getting ready to read or where she was reading from and why she was inserting this into the conversation. So this is where they take us to. Now that we've uncovered that there's a comprehension problem, ladies and gentlemen, I left sources for you to give every single quote unquote wannabe Aboriginal in the community. So when you're having a conversation with them, you can whip this out and go further. So now let's up the ante a little bit. Feelings. How do you feel? Matt wins a big game. He feels proud. Sarah, little toy breaks. She feels angry. Joe's friend come to play. He feels happy. Gina is going to a new school. She feels nervous. Kara knows how to tie her shoes. She feels excited. Your feelings are important. Your feelings are different each day. How do you feel today? All right, so we know we're talking about feelings, but how many different people are involved in their feelings today? So we have 5 people who have some type of feeling that is going on today. Out of the 5 people, how did the person feel that tied their shoes? Who knew how to tie their shoes? We got to break this elementary shit all the way down. Kara's the one who knew how to tie her shoes. She felt excited. There you go, Khalil. You ain't said nothing all night, but you came right in on par. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Reading comprehension. When we have people reading things that they can't comprehend or understand, we have to shut them down and address it immediately. But here's the thing. I don't know if it's for shock value, views, or aha moments. Because in no way could she say she had comprehended that whole damn shit that she just read to Truth and the rest of the audience, and to come up to what she come up with, and then to turn around and say she can be standing corrected when she didn't even know what husbandry meant. She didn't know what husbandry meant. She didn't. So if you don't know what husbandry meant and you kept on trying to infuse things on a text, how? And by the way, Garfield wasn't even paying attention because she went to 8 points and it's only 3 on the screen. So she was on page 9 or 10. Garfield is still on page 8. So he tuned her completely out, which is also a problem.
Bring them.
This particular one, right? What I found important, right, is it shows that the cultivation did not start there. This was my main point, brother. The cultivation did not start there, right, until that time. And I understand.
Right, that's where it's incorrect, though. It's incorrect because there was West African kingdoms going back centuries before 1807. So there was clearly cultivation taking place where you had prior 3 West African empires.
So cultivation, and it shows that Africa had very low cultivation and horticulture, period. Even now, when you
all righty, so she makes a claim again that Africa didn't have cultivation. So how I want to do this? Let me do this. I want to do this. Do I want to give y'all the history of rice? It goes back 3,000 years. That's cultivation. Let's go do agriculture. Let's just keep it simple. And this is some high school shit. This ain't even high school shit. So agriculture and commerce in West Africa, 300 to 1,000 CE. The river Niger Delta was crucial to the development of agriculture in West Africa. As the Sahara region began to dry thousands of years ago, many northern Africans flocked to this temperate region, where rainy seasons were long and frequent. When the rains ended and the floods receded, rich soil was left behind. It was along banks of the Niger River in the temperate Sahel region, south of the Sahara, that West African sorghum or millet domestication developed. These crops became the staple foods throughout this region of West Africa. Okay, so here we have agriculture and commerce. Okay, right? Anyone have any problems? Let's go a little bit further. So, two developments to further agricultural production in this region. First, the development of irrigation practices allowed West African farmers to plant and settle farms further from the shores of the Niger River. Second, the region had developed ironworking technology by about the 1st century CE. The use of iron tools allowed farmers to plow and more efficiently cultivate the hard soils of West Africa. Eventually, the region produced a wide variety of crops such as beans, peas, lemons, rice, squash, melons, and yams. When did this take place? Between 300 and 1000 CE. Where was the area? We're talking West Africa, near the river Niger, where people would flock to it. Which people? Africans. Even North Africans would try to flock to it because it left behind a particular type of soil, a rich soil, which will allow us to be able to cultivate, husbandry. What were they producing? What was the variety of crops that were being produced? Beans, peas, lemons, rice, squash, melons, yams. Beans, peas, potatoes, potatoes, lettuce, hams, ham, you name it. Come on, bro. Yeah, I ain't got to mention the rice. 3,000 years of that. I ain't got to mention the rice. Salt. Listen, man. People don't know nothing and have the most to talk about. So let's go to husbandry real quick. Let me get y'all a nice little PDF, right? And I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna throw these in the chat, but whatever. Right now, I'm in my groove, right? So in a current anthropology book, and this is why I went here, because it's anthropology. It says husbandry and herd control in Upper Paleolithic, but this is too specific. This is not too specific. So I want to keep my screen right here, and I want to do this. Ice, ice, baby. Ice, ice, baby. Agricultural growth in West Africa. I just want to do this live because this is how easy it is to get answers to questions, right? It's really simple for us to get answers to our questions. Once you formulate these questions, you can go back and you can get into it. Vanilla ice, ice, baby. Now, Look at this. Look at this. Let me zoom in. Let me zoom in. Let me zoom in. So y'all can really see what I'm talking about. Look at this. Wide study of agricultural policy in West Africa. Background, purpose, and scope of the study. The AGW final report guide. Then it goes on to talk about some other stuff. Now, if she is right, and there was no husbandry going on or nothing being cultivated in West Africa until 1807, just listen. If she is right in her thinking, right? What the hell did Africans eat? Can somebody tell me what the hell was Africans eating if they wasn't cultivating shit? We'll go further. What the hell is this? Watch what I put on the screen. Watch what I put on the screen. Y'all motherfuckers gonna laugh. If they wasn't cultivating shit, what the hell was the yam festivals? Not among the Ashanti, but all over West Africa. There were different yam festivals. Huh? I'm sure all of these predate 1807. Vanilla ice. You see what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. What's she talking about? Watch, I'll do this one step further. Let's go. Oldest West African Yam Festival. See, okay, they're gonna stick to Ashanti. Right here says Benin. Look at that. The damn Smithsonian won't in on it. Now, you know there's an agricultural book on the yam. And I got it somewhere. But what I'm trying to say is this. If they wasn't cultivating shit, why the fuck were they being enslaved and brought to the New World? Think about what I am asking you, ladies and gentlemen. If they were not able to cultivate shit, why were they kidnapped and brought to the New World? If they didn't know how to cultivate anything, there was no husbandry going down. Why were they kidnapped and brought to the New World? Because they were brought to the New World, right? They were brought to the New World to do specific tasks. She crazy. But let's continue.
Bring it up, brother. It was a very
that is not true because
land.
the English.
That is true. Bring it up. Bring it up. Agriculture and
Songhai, Mali.
We have something called the rice coast. Do you realize vegetation of all kinds grows along Western Central Africa? Okay, so there was stuff.
Hold on. I'm sorry, Truth. Sure. Hey sis.
Yes.
I hope you like this dialogue. We're trying to be as respectful as possible.
Yes.
Because I don't like these guys when they come at you. You know what I'm saying? I'm on your side tonight.
I appreciate it, brother. And actually, they are being respectful. It was nothing like the other day. I really appreciate the decorum of the gentleman. I know it's hard for y'all sometimes, so I appreciate you guys being respectful. I really do. I have to say that. Thank you.
I would.
All right, cool. Go ahead, Truth.
Look, this is one of the reasons I stayed off, because I wouldn't have been nice, because she just insulted the fuck out of me. The moment that she read this and then talked about there was no husbandry in West Africa and saying all the dumb shit that she was saying, that's an incident.
No, I just wanted to be clear because it's a great document pull up. It's a historical document, but it's dealing with the meetings and the report from an organization called the African Institution. Did anybody bother to pull that up?
Well, yeah, brother, that's what it says. That's the actual title, and I read that in
right. So that African institution wasn't about the Africans and them building up Africa. It was
you
about
want the wiki, or you want to go
sure,
to the...
Sure. The wiki, just because this is the first paragraph, could probably sum it up if you got it.
Hold on, sis. Do I need to take this down now? Are you done with this?
You can take it down, and I can hear what he's saying. I'm definitely open.
Right
because this particular part, I really my focus was really just to show that the cultivation, you have to think about if they had to come in and help them cultivate at the time. I don't care what was going on. I hear you, because I don't want to battle about the slave trade and all that, because there was a slave trade, but who these Africans were, where they came from, that's a whole nother story that I'm sure y'all don't want to get into. Because if you
we can help you with that with the document as well. No problem.
Let me mention it to you then. The Cretans. Are you aware of the Cretans, sir? Are you familiar with Crete Island? The Crete Islands that are right there near Africa?
Time out. What the fuck did she just say? Did she really think that some people had to go into Africa and help civilize them? Does she really have the audacity to play on my intelligence this way? So, again, man, listen. This is why I stop shit as soon as it's said, because people are ignorant. So first of all, we know they lack some level of understanding of source criticism. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with source criticism, it is a set of skills that allows you to think carefully about the nature of historical sources. Rather than simply accepting what sources say, these skills help you to develop a healthy skepticism about the reasons a source was made and whether you can trust it. Now, there are two types of source criticisms you can use: analysis skills and evaluation skills. In order to help you understand how each of these skills relate to each other, they are organized in the table below. I left everybody the sources. Analyst version, you have information, origin, perspective, context, audience, and motive. Evaluation, usefulness, reliability, right? You have to go further than that. You have to get into who is saying what to whom, why, and when. Now, mind you, she was able to read an article and, unrelated to the article, spew out shit that had nothing to do with the actual article. She perceived the information one particular way, meaning she was looking for something to support her bias. 2, she didn't comprehend it. 3, she never asked any questions. Who is this talking? What is being said? Who is it trying to target? What was the purpose of it being said? Right? And when was it said? She didn't know the author. She didn't know the editor. She didn't know if the person was in the field or not. She didn't know if there was a researcher, a journalist, or something else. She knew nothing. She didn't know if this was in a university or something. She knew nothing. She knew nothing. And that is the problem. She didn't understand the premise of it all. She didn't understand this. What kind of source is this? What kind of source is this? Why are you infusing this source in the conversation? Who wrote the source? Who wrote it? She knew nothing. None of it. Zilch. We just hung out to dry. So she got some problems. Now, real briefly before I go back to the video, I wanna do a little commercial break. All right, I wanna let everybody know that in the description of this video, there is a link to science literacy. This is important in our communities, and therefore you can take this class for free, or if you want to gain a certificate, you can pay $50. This is an at your own risk. There's weeks to actually do it, to do this training. It's a 5-week course. I am halfway through week 2. I just started the other day, and I am probably going to complete week 2 tomorrow. And hopefully week 3 will be available. If it is not available, then I have to wait until it is updated. But it's at your pace, right? And you can go on there and register and do your thing. Okay? Find out more about it. It's free. It's free. It's free. One more time, it's free. Science literacy. And it's going to get into some things that's going to challenge your brain, challenge your comprehension. It's also going to allow you to be able to do something significant. What is this significant thing that is going to allow you to do? Recognize pseudoscience and pseudoscience. And people need this. So back to our regular scheduled crop of shit. Y'all pay more attention to your chat, Garfield. I mean, to your panel.
No, could you inform me on the Crete Islands?
Sure, brother. You could pull it up, actually, while we're speaking on it real quick. It's CRE.
Yes, correct. And how to recognize and identify biases. That's the part you on? I'm past that part. So let me show y'all where I'm at with my lesson real quick before we hear this dumb shit from this lady. So this is me in my course right now. You see my name over there. I don't give a fuck. I ain't scared like elbows. But I'm at 2.6, the harms of pseudoscience. That's where I'm at right now. That's how I know I'm gonna be done with this. And then I'm almost done. This is the last one. And I'll be done with the end of module 2. And I'll be ready for week 3. So this is where I'm at right here. Yeah. I wanted to put that out there. It's not a competition. You know what I'm saying? I just have a little bit more time than other people have right now at this juncture to get this science in. But the link to this class is in the description of this video.
It's right there off of Africa, right? They are actually
the Crete Islands.
Crete. I'm not sure.
No problem. But
let me Google it right now. Hold on. Crete, C-R-E-T-E Islands.
But also make sure you have African institution because that's the one of the first points.
That's near the Greek islands. I don't think this is what you're talking about.
I was going to say we're not referring to Greece already.
It's Greek. It shows that it's near the Greek. What else? I think it says Sicily, something of the sort. But if you pull up the old map, pull up an old Crete map or Crete. You said it's Crete. Pull up an old Crete or Crete map, brother, and you'll see. It'll show you that all those areas are right together, and the island of Crete is right there off of the coast of Africa. Now, the white Cretans, who are the Christians, when you hear them talking about slavery, a lot of times they'll be saying the Christians, enslaving of the Christians. A Christian is a Cretan. They're from the Crete, which are the people that were enslaved. There's actually a document that talks about the thousands and hundreds of thousands of them that were enslaved. You can pull it up.
Hundreds, thousands, and hundreds of thousands of Crete people. What? Let me let it
up by Graham Lear, White Slave, and it gives all the information talking about them coming over, so on and so forth. The brother, today we did a build on it, and he actually brought this particular information, and it shows according to the observers of the late 1815 and 1600s.
First of all, who is the brother? Who is doing this bill? Where's the primary sources? And where's the evidence to support whatever it is that you're trying to argue? because we're back to. Never mind. Let me.
Around 35,000 European Christian slaves were held throughout this time in Barbary Coast. And all of this was as well. Before that, it talks about them coming in through Africa, and they started the slavery there. They were being enslaved by the Africans at that time, and they weren't being enslaved. So a lot of these stories, when we be hearing parts of it.
That's not correct, man.
Spartacus.
That's not correct though. A lot of that stuff is not correct. But let me say this. Let's do one thing at a time. You're saying the Cretans are really Christians.
You can pull it up, brother.
All right.
It says, what are Cretans? Put in the search.
Let's put Google. What are Cretans?
Cretans or Cretans are Christians. Put in Cretans are Christians so it can pull up more.
Grecians.
Cretans. Cretins. Cretans are Christians.
And the Europeans. So looks like they lay it too.
Hold on, let me do it right now. I'm gonna do everything she says.
The Europeans, the ancient Europeans, they claim Crete.
Because they are Crete. They are not Greek. Not Crete.
Are they Greek?
Cretans.
One of them Italians of the ancient Greece, they claim Crete. And she know what I'm saying. I'm with her what she's saying. Okay. They established or occupied or whatever Crete.
See, this is another problem. We have someone else intrude into the conversation and interject some shit that neither one of them know, because there's a reading comprehension problem. And they are looking for shit, right, to separate themselves and support their biases.
Cretans, they are Christians that come from Northern Europe during the expansion of Rome.
Exactly, from Europe. Yeah, the Europeans claim Crete.
Right. And then when you pull up, and like I just said, brother, I want you to pull up.
Hold on. Let me pull it up and look at what she's talking about. Now, when I Google it, this is what pops up: Cretan from Christian. Now, let me click on this real quick.
I can't screen share.
Hold on a second.
I don't want your screen share. I would have kicked you off my panel.
Okay, that's not universally accepted. All right, let's go back and see what you're talking about. David Old, from Cretan to Christian. To be a Cretan is to be a human. In fact,
Dad,
to be a Christian is to
take the bus.
Hold on a second, Pops. Can you stop 1 second? All right, cool. Hold on 1 second, family. Let me do this. I got my man Raw Born in the building. Troublemaker is in the building. All right, so I got Cretan. Which one? Is there any article on the screen that you want me to bring up, sis?
Looks so small, I can't really see it. I'm sorry, brother. Do you see any of them that says that talks about the island they came from? That talks about the Crete Island, Cretans from Crete, from the Crete Island or Crete Island. On my screen, I have some other stuff pulled up.
Yeah,
it looks a little different from yours. You know how the Google does.
Question: were they under Agamemnon's reign?
To be honest, brother, I don't want to answer that. I'm not really sure. I just
know
that
don't fucking know, bro. She just told you that somebody else pulled this shit up today earlier. Why is he asking her that? She don't know. She just showed you that she couldn't comprehend what she was reading earlier. And here we are allowing her to send us down a fucking rabbit hole talking about some bullshit that ain't got nothing to do with the original argument.
They are from that island, and that island, when you look at the old Crete map, it shows that it shows actually that they traveled to Africa in that area, and it talks about how they were enslaved and they went to get them. They were starving. How a lot of them.
What does that have to do with us?
Even subjected themselves to servitude of slavery because they weren't being able to eat or feed their family. So they wanted to be under the servitude so they would be basically taken care of. It's kind of like how some of these homeless people will go to, go get in jail, because they don't have anywhere to sleep. It was kind of that same synopsis.
What was the point of the Cretes in the conversation? I'm not sure.
The root of Cretan is Swiss French word Creston, which means Christian. It seems that people back then wanted to remind themselves that even though Cretans look unusual, they're still humans who deserve kindness because they were on the island. They had a lack of iodine as well. They were lacking in iodine and deficiency. This is why you hear these stories about, oh, the people, we helped them bathe and we helped them do this and that, because they literally had nothing. They came from nothing. They came over into these areas so that they can get something to eat and to get proper health for themselves. The Cretans, my whole point of bringing this up is because the Cretans are Christians. When you hear about a lot of times you'll see it say the slavery, the Christians, enslaving the Christians. It's talking about the Cretans, the white slave. They don't want to
there were
hold on. There were Christian. But that's what they're talking about.
There were Christian slaves in Rome.
Exactly.
Okay.
And they were Christian slaves in Rome because during the time of Rome, when they had
bro, because I read, I can't remember what I read for, but the Crete, the Romans or the Italians or the Greeks back in ancient time, they ran Crete. Even they weren't native to the land, they ran Crete.
Right on.
Am I right?
Under Agamemnon, actually under Agamemnon, he basically formulated a. He consolidated a lot of the different Greeks, like the Cretans, as the sister was referring to, but he consolidated them all. That's why he had rebellions like with Spartacus and different ones. The slaves that lashed out.
What does that have to do with the article
we was talking about?
Yeah, because we was on the African Institute.
Thank you, brother. Was it just me? We was talking about the African Institute.
Do you see what I'm saying here? Here lies the problem. If we are on one topic, how do we allow her to take us somewhere else? I'll tell you how. Garfield is not paying attention. Truth Storian is like, what does this got to do with anything? Rob Bowen joined in the discussion because he ready to turn up. Stu Pease is busy. He looking in the chat. Sudan Brother X RBG, why is he on the panel? Gullah, I don't know where you at, Gullah. You busy too. Where is the interjection at? Where?
Of the conversation.
She was referring to the Cretes. The Cretes.
Right.
Is
this
so
that's the Cretes they are in that document?
Well, the Thracians, they were Greeks as well. So
right.
they were
So we were dealing with the cultivation of Africa, and we spent off into the Crete.
Right. Thank you.
Well, a lot of them worked in the salt mines of Libya, which was in Africa. They were slaves. They were basically cutting the salt mines in Libya under Roman, basically, where the Romans were basically using them.
Okay, so that had nothing to do with Africans. He just told on himself. He just sit here and said that they were working salt mines in Africa under the Romans. What does this have to do with the price of tea in China? What does this got to do with the price of tea in China? All of this is irrelevant. This is what I mean by when I'm talking to somebody, if they ain't got a source, I'm disrespectful until they have something that can make me respect them. I have no respect for anyone who intentionally and disingenuously try to come somewhere near me and try to edify me when they're ignorant and they ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Nothing to do with nothing.
Yes.
And so, a lot of them were brought out over back to America.
We weren't.
Wait. Stop. That part about America, what happened?
No, I said, and a lot of them were also traded, to America for slavery.
That part.
Yes,
that part. When
correct.
did that happen? Hello?
Oh, damn, my thing muted. That happened like in the 16 and 1700s, brother. It talks about there's stories of them being traded and coming in. It also talks about the Teutons. If you look up the Teutons,
Wait, hold on.
they're
I don't want to go too
Native
fast because
American.
wait, hold on, because we're dealing with the Cretans. The Cretans were sent to America as slaves in the 1700s. Where
A
did you get
lot of
that
them
from?
were, yes. Over 35,000 of them.
Okay, where's that
And
from?
then the Teutons, if you look, this
Hey,
is
No,
all in
well, we're dealing
relation.
with the Cretans
I
first,
know I'm
so
dealing. I
let's
know
let's
that's
get
what
it
I'm dealing with
straight.
too. Hold on, slow down, brother.
Yeah,
So
that's
the
what I'm asking you
Teutons
too.
are in regards to the same thing. These are the same people. They have different names a lot of times. Yeah, I think people keep getting a misconstruction in their mind of who these people actually are. They try to tell you, oh, we were these people, we were Germans, we were this, we were that. All these different races that are the same damn race. Let's just keep that in
Okay,
mind,
so we're
brother.
dealing with the people from Crete. So the people from Crete were
And
taken
these
from
people
Crete
are
and brought to
Teutons. All the
America in the
people that
16th.
came off the Black Sea and the White
We're
Sea.
dealing with the
The
two
Black
intersect.
Sea
We're gonna
dealing
go
with the
slow, you
people
said,
from
right?
Russia.
See,
All
this
these
is
people being of the
this.
same race
Okay,
coming into
slow down,
America
please.
and
You're
being
saying Crete, right? That part right there. When did they come to America in the 16 and 1700s?
You see how much was said and not a single source was shown or provided. Not a single source. But there's so much that's said that you can't address everything. Where's Garfield? Because had someone been attacking her, he would have opened his mouth, like, wait. You know what I mean? Now you're off the point. We're off the point. Now we're dealing with Cretes. So now we got to go hunt down Crete slave trade to America. That's what she said. And I don't see anything. Historical context, facts about slave trade and slavery. Over the period of the land slave trade, approximately 1526 to 1867, some 12.5 million captured men and women were put on ships in Africa. Let me just hear some more of this shit.
The Cretans.
You said when, and then you said
what was the motivation for them taking the Cretans and bringing them to America?
Because they needed them to come over here so they can try to start taking over the lands, brother. They were misplacing and misconstruing us. They were mixing out people. They were taking over names. They were blending the people in. They had people coming in through the coast.
I think I get it, sis. Sis. Hold on, truth. Sis, I think I got it. I got it. These Cretan people are the people that take over who are white now in America. And these families that's taking over, they come from these Crete people. Am I correct?
Yes, a lot of them do, brother.
I got it. I figured it out. I figured it out.
Some of them were slaves, and some of them came over here.
I'm done for the night. I'm just going to listen.
Some of them were slaves, brother. They came over here, and then a lot of these people, you got to think when they were let's back up too, because it's so hard to
He's making all of this up. I was just asking you how the Cretans got here, like what trade.
So now we got Sabio comes on the panel and he says she's making all of it up, and he's absolutely correct. She is conflating history. But unlike them, I'm not about to go down no rabbit hole when the conversation had nothing to do with Cretans at all.
I know, brother, because you stopping me in my thoughts because you want to clarify one thing I say, and then it kind of
right, because you're all over the place. So we're searching for clarity in these conversations.
It's not like I'm up here all the time, and I know how y'all get, so I'm trying to.
Right, so let's take one thing at a time. Since you went past the African institution, and let's deal with the Cretans now. I was just trying to ask so we can learn about the slave trade from Crete to America in the 16 and 1700s, man. That's all I'm doing. Okay. If you're teaching, could you go slow and teach us? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, let me read this document real quick. Just this one portion.
Is it about Crete?
Yes.
Okay.
Please listen. Yes. Okay. According to, I hate when people try to tell me what to say, how to say it, because that's kind
No,
of
it was a question. I wasn't telling you anything.
I know, but
Is
you're like,
it about
only
Crete?
from here and
Question
there.
mark.
Okay, yes, but just because you can't follow, brother, just come on, don't keep interrupting my thought. It says, according to observers of the late 1500s and early 1600s, there were around 35,000 European Christian slaves held throughout this time on the Barbary Coast, many in Tripoli, Tunis, and various Moroccan towns, but most of all in Algiers. The greatest number were sailors taken with their ships, but a good many were fishermen and coastal villagers. Out of all of these, the British captives were mostly.
What's she reading from? What is she reading from? Anyone gonna ask her what she reading from? That should have been established before she even started reading.
Sailors, and although they were numerous, there were relatively fewer of them than of people from islands close to Africa. The people, which were the Christians, the 35,000 European slaves from the coast that was close to Africa.
No.
Especially
Chill, Rob Bourne. Chill, Rob Bourne. Let him finish.
No. This is the problem with them. Y'all letting her rock out, confusing and fucking up history. Rob Bourne ain't going. He ain't going. I just couldn't wait till somebody start interrupting her because it's going on too far. And Garfield keep letting her run amok. Oh, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. So you're telling me, right? This is what you're telling me to accept. And I ain't accepting shit from none of these niggas on YouTube. But you finna tell me to accept someone fucking history up, miseducating us to turn around and miseducate our babies, and we supposed to accept that. Y'all are out of your flipping minds. I don't care who it is. It could be my mama on the panel talking to y'all motherfuckers. I'm cutting her off. That's the difference between me and everybody else. No, mama, you wrong. Where are you getting this from? Now we can't correct the women? We just gonna let them say all of this shit and we just sit back and nothing is said. So now if we sit back and Danny, listen to me, bro. You ain't gotta take no advice from me. You do whatever the fuck you want. But I just need you to understand something. I'm talking to true historian right here. Because you want to sit here and listen to her, right? Doesn't mean that everybody else needs to listen to her. She already confused you, Danny. You was confused already. She interjected the Cretes into a conversation that had nothing to do with anything. So now she's making a whole other claim. We still ain't even cleared up the very first thing that she came on the panel talking about. We understand it, but it's people that's catching the replay that don't comprehend because they don't read at a 5th grade level. That's why it's so easy for them to follow YouTube channels. They don't read no books. They ain't up reading no articles. They ain't researching shit online. So if we let her go, here's the repercussions of letting her go. She's allowed to change the subject. So and now, if we just let her keep reading, Danny, if we let her keep reading, we'll never deal with the Crete shit, which ain't got nothing to do with us. We'll never get back to the African shit, which got everything to do with us. She moving us. And when she ain't got a point, she moves again. This is dangerous. So I applaud y'all for having patience and trying to fully understand somebody, but I'm not about to fully understand. I'm not about to fully understand ignorance. And I'm sorry. I'm not playing that game.
bro.
Hold on, bro. Like,
Let her finish, brother. Let her get her thought out.
This ain't got nothing to do with no Cretans. You making Cretan symbolic to Christians, and Cretes were around before Christians.
Could you please let her finish her thought, bro?
Brother, don't interrupt with your
Thank
ignorance.
you. Go ahead. No, we're not gonna do that. We got hours of
y'all gotta stop being cool with
No, we don't. We need to let them clearly get what they saying out, bro.
Everyone.
This is the problem. We want to let everyone get shit out, and then we are unable to clear up the very fucking first thing that she says. Because we're 3 times removed from the initial point of her argument when she came into the chat. Who in the chat that's listening to me right now know what the fuck that she was talking about when she came on there initially? Tell the truth. Who remembers what her initial claim was? Who remember her claim? By now, we're 30, 40 minutes past her claim. Who the fuck remembers? Anybody in the chat remember this lady claim? But True Story want to let her run amok. Garfield want to let her run amok. We want them to get all of it out. So then we forget what the fuck to address. Unless we're listening to the show on a separate device, rewinding the shit back and trying to catch what the hell she's saying and taking fucking notes. You can't let them get off. It's a problem. The experts don't do that. I'm about to show y'all something for everybody because I'm tired of it. We playing too much. We need to get this shit over with. I'm coming right directly back to Science with Sean channel. Share my fucking screen. Everybody should see this. All right. So, misinformation with Dr. Ian Copeland. Go watch this. This right here. If you ain't watched this shit, go watch it. Go watch it. Go watch the show. Watch how the experts attack misinformation. Watch how they deal with it. Since everybody else say they got a solution to a problem, I got a solution to the problem. And it ain't let somebody get their thought all the way out. If their thought is on one point and one point only, that's where we stay. We stay on that point. We let them get that one thing off. We deal with that, and we don't move nowhere else. That ain't even what we doing. We on the creeks. What do that got to do with us? What the fuck does that got to do with us? She'll never tell us what the creeks got to do with us.
Please.
Go ahead.
Kick Rob on out.
Nah, because
they about to get in. Can Wisdom jump in? What's up, brother? Let my brother come in and give y'all.
There you go. Get that heat off.
We apologize.
Now,
Hey,
before we go on,
what's up?
somebody read what the African Institution
What's up, Garfield?
learn something.
I'm listening because
anybody, nobody.
I'm like this. I'm gonna tell everybody this right now. I don't.
We had it on the screen, but we went to something totally different.
Yeah, I came up to actually help support Sister So actually because I know you know she be trying to get her stuff out, and she be trying to hurry up before y'all cut off because she can't think straight like that. So I came up.
You gonna say she can't think straight?
Like that.
No, I'm saying when you cut her off, fuck, right, get to me. Like I said, I came up to support her family, and so I'm gonna get straight to the Cretan thing.
Yeah. Yo, hold
okay.
Wait, whoa. Put whatever you got. We want to put it on the screen, bro.
Yeah, I want to ask Garfield, whoever would put it up for me.
Yeah, that's what.
But we wasn't even dealing with that at first.
Thank you, brother. What's your name, brother?
But hold up, y'all. Do y'all want to know or not? All y'all was saying, let's do one thing at a time. So let's do one thing at a time. Let's do.
Now, a whole nother dude gets on the panel. Stoopies don't say nothing. The only person that's trying to break this shit up and get it back organized is Rob Bourne. Then they let her get her thought out on the Creek shit. He's still right there. Let her get her thought out. Somebody else is concurring that bullshit. Another brother who I can't even put together who said it. I don't know if it was Lil Rock. I don't know if it actually ended up being Suitin' Brother. But he says we wasn't even on that. We was on the African shit. Why is we so steadfast trying to show some Creek shit?
They all want to know about Creed and how it relates to Christianity. Pull up the word Cretin, Cretin, in the mixture in the hold up in the Merriam Dictionary. And I'm gonna go straight to what you were trying to get y'all to see.
And what he was
So
saying
now
is I
people
get
have
a
to look
little
up Cretan
flustered
to
when I feel like I'm
understand
on the spot, brother, with all the interruptions and stuff. So Wisdom, thank you so much for coming and support me, brother, because you know where I'm at.
I want to know how this got to do with the African.
I know they just men like we are people of matter of the fact, you know what I mean? They are too. So I just want to help them get to the data so they can look at it for themselves. That's it.
The fact was nobody rich as you struck out 3 times and nobody answered one of my questions.
We want to know how Creek got how you get from the African institution to fucking Creek, bro. That's what
that what he's saying. That's what he's saying. Okay. That's what he's saying. He's saying how you connecting it so how you connecting that to the African place.
Because the Cretans, you asked the question, do you want the answer or you just want to talk? Which one is it?
Go
ahead. So what, you asked how, and I'm trying to tell you.
Let's respect the feminine energy, please.
Thank you. The Cretans, right, which are the
motherfuck the feminine energy. It's pseudo. This shit pseudo. She proved that she has reading comprehension problems. She proved that she doesn't have an accurate source. She proved that she's cherry picking some shit and she's trying to demonstrate the shit on a live show. She proved that she has no command of the subject matter. She proved that she actually, she actually is doing this. She's appealing to someone else's authority. That's what she's proving. What are we doing? What are we doing that's allowing this shit to happen? She's doing this. Using an alleged authority as evidence in your argument when the authority is not really an authority on the facts relevant to the argument. As the audience, allowing an irrelevant authority to add credibility to the claim being made. What are we doing? We cannot allow her, right? We cannot allow her to do this on a live show. So us sitting back and sitting on our hands is a detriment. It's a fucking detriment. I didn't cuss too much in this show.
Came from the Crete Island, Crete, however you pronounce it, the Crete Island, and it's right there on the coast of Africa, whether you believe it or not. They are, and it's on the old Crete map. You can see it. It's literally right there, and it's also right there by so-called Sicily and some other place. I can't remember right now off the top of my head, but they came into Africa because they needed to come there because they didn't have any way to afford for feeding themselves for anything. They didn't have anything. They literally were eating nothing.
They came into Africa to feed themselves, but you lady, you just told us when you were reading the African Institute that people had to come into Africa to teach them cultivation. Now you're telling me, you see, listen, y'all. This is what reading comprehension gets you, right? I'm telling you straight up and down. I'm telling you again, I am telling you straight up and down, right? I'm following the fuckery. By following the fuckery, right? By following the fuckery. Hear me out. We begin to understand the pseudo. We begin to understand it. This lady literally brought the Creek up to say that the Creek then came into Africa to eat in a place that she said earlier wasn't even cultivating shit. So how the fuck they gonna have some food for these people to eat if they not cultivating nothing until the 1807? So now I'm all the way fucked up confused. Kevin Troy Garfield lied, bro. He lied, bro. He lied. He's just entertaining the ignorance. And he's just sitting back and he's listening to some religious show or whatever the case may be, right? That's typical Garfield. He's tapped into something else. He's not paying attention.
So these people are starving. They came into this land, and this is how they started.
Okay, so listen. So you're equating that. Wait, hold on. Right. So what you're getting to, they're not.
And I guarantee you, Danny, don't go back to her initial point and address her. Wait a minute, man. What are they doing coming into Africa? You just said earlier that they weren't even practicing husbandry, that they had none of this, that, and the third. Like, literally, he is not going to make that point. You know why? Because he done fucking forgot.
Talking about the Cretans when the African institution is talking. So that's number one. So they're not even talking about those people. They're talking about Western Central Africa in particular, because that's where the transatlantic slave trade is taking place, where they're taking West and Central Africans to America. Nothing
correct
at all is talking about Crete in that document, or Cretan people, or the Barbary people. Along with,
brother.
You're not hearing.
So again, Danny was quiet enough to let this lady get her shit out, but now Danny's talking, and who's interrupting? She is, because she can't take correction. So this
I heard you very clearly.
This is why you don't let them talk. Don't let her talk. I'm gonna ask y'all one more time. The last thing that she read, what was she reading, and who was the source? In the chat, somebody in the chat tell me, what was she reading and who was the source? He said Clyde Winters. Kevin Troy says don't know. Keisha's in agreement with me. Okay, Robert Rand is saying that I got it reversed. That she is saying that the Cretans came into Africa to feed us. No, that's not what she said, bro. That ain't what she said. Is that what she about to say? Okay, let me listen.
It's called
Sis, you gotta listen. You see, now you're thinking that you're right and you can't be corrected. The whole Christian.
No.
Hold on, sis. Hold on. I'm humble enough to listen to you. Listen to what we gotta offer too. I think what you're saying is nuts, to be honest, but I'm willing to listen. I think it's crazy, in fact. But I'm willing to sit back and listen to you. I gave you that respect. Now, truth story, you got 3 minutes. I got to bring the sister back in. 3 minutes, brother. Break it down step by step. Thank you, sir.
Okay, once again, folks, this actually has a lot to do with our history. And Garfield and Rob Bourne's Ekiano man has everything to do with it. Basically, the African institution and the document that she brought up, like I said, is actually a report of what the African institution was doing in Africa, right? Some of it was BS with the expression of Christianity, so I don't think I'm trying to harp and raise the flag for the African institution. But what they were talking about in 1807, which is why she harped on the number and didn't realize, is the end of the transatlantic slave trade. So the African institution is one of the abolition societies. and they're talking to the people of Britain, trying to get them to support what they're doing, and to get the government to stop the slavery in their British colonies. That's what they were talking about, the other colonies. And they were then trying to do what Paul Cuffey and others were trying to do, was trying to convince the Africans to stop selling our black asses. Yes, Adocians, they sold us, some of them, right? But to engage with them in other trades with the Western Central Africans. That's what the document is about. And what was going on had nothing to do with Cretans or whatever. 1807 is important because if you look it up, it is the end of the transatlantic slave trade. The British set up the African Squadron as well as the African Institution, which exists earlier, going back to the 1700s, gets reinvigorated, and you see the abolitionist movement spread even further. Nothing to do with Cretans. Oh, I said Equiano, Cugayano, and Paul Cuffey are part of the organizations. Did somebody at least Google it to see, oh, this is why Equiano is in our history. You see the relation to the African Institution. Instead of looking for Greek Cretan slaves, I thought they were Slavs. Didn't the brother say that the other day? How you say it? Yield the floor, or Mike, or whatever you say. Damn it.
All right, hold on a second. Hold on, sis. Is there somebody that wanted to speak that hasn't speak? Just one person, and then I'm gonna go back to the sister. Is there somebody that wanted to speak? Robon, did you want to speak, brother?
Nah, bro. I just want to know where the African institution is at. So I don't understand it.
All right, cool. All right, go ahead, sis.
I want to know real quick, Garfield. Hold on, sorry, sis. Can I?
Yeah, you got three.
Yeah, can I put can I use Garfield? I'm about to drop off, and you'll pull up my other one that I'm about to pull up on, so I can put so I can share my screen. Because I know that didn't no one pull up that definition for, and I'll be able to share my screen then.
Okay. Can you pull up African Institution first? Then you can pull up Creed. I promise, brother. Damn.
Hold on.
Let me pull up whatever. I'll just get my computer ready so y'all won't have to work for me. You know what I'm saying?
African what? Say that again.
Institution.
I hate you so much, y'all.
Institution, bro. African institution.
Can I comment? Let me comment while he's pulling that up real quick on what the brother was saying. The reason I'm tying it in, brother, you don't see it. Do you think that it's weird that there was a white slavery they abolished in America around that same time?
There was no white slavery abolished in America.
Oh my God. Okay.
All right.
You need to source up, man. That's what you need to do. Doing a lot of talking up here.
The African Institution was founded in 1807 after British.
What year?
In 1807, after British abolitionists succeeded in ending the slave trade based in the United Kingdom. The institution was formed to succeed where the former Sierra Leone Company had failed to create a viable civilized refuge for freed slaves in Sierra Leone in West Africa. It was led by James Stephen and William Wilberforce. From 1823, its work was mostly taken over by the Society for the Mitigation and Gradual Abolition of Slavery throughout the British Dominions. And it ceased to exist sometime between 1826 and 1828.
My name is the Truth Historian. However,
okay, go back up. Go back up. Go back up.
Scroll down.
What you just
hold on,
bro. Yo, scroll down where you start to see Paul Cuffey in there. And scroll down where you see John Kizzle and click those people's names.
The institution showed close interest in work with Paul Cuffey, also known as was an American businessman, whaler, and abolitionist, born free into a multiracial family on Cuttyhunk Island, Massachusetts. Cuffey became a successful merchant and sea captain. His mother, Ruth Moses, was a Wampanoag what?
Indian.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. And the next guy is
John Kizzle. Click John Kizzle name. That's what it says. Go ahead. Click his name.
Did I pass him? Where he at?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Oh, yeah, he right here. John Kizzle was an American immigrant to Sierra Leone who became a leader in Sierra Leone as it was being developed as a new British colony in the early 19th century. Believed born on Sherbro Island. He was captured and enslaved as a child and shipped to Charleston, South Carolina. Anybody else?
Came from Africa. Taken from his home, came to the Americas, fought in the Revolutionary War, got his goddamn freedom, and went back to Africa. Amazing. Amazing.
Christians. Learn your history. God damn it, how boy. Sitting up there pulling up old documents. The African institution got everything to do with us, and we got to talk about things that wasn't eating food in Africa, and the Greeks were slaves in America.
Yeah, can I share it now, Garfield? Because it is a pretty interesting point, even though it's not really related.
Go ahead.
Okay, here we go. You should be able to see it now.
We don't see anything.
Yeah, Garfield got to show it.
What is that?
Go ahead, cretin.
Hold up.
All right.
Scroll up again. No. Scroll up to the name.
Calm down, my brother. I got you. Hold on.
No, I'm talking to you. Don't want to scroll back up to that name.
Yeah, there you go. The word
bro,
is Crete.
that's not the name of the island, the Greek island. That's not how you spell it, bro. What is that?
Hey,
what did you just do?
Patient, bro?
No. That is not the spelling of the island of the Crete Island, bro.
And we
what
know
is
that. And we know that.
So why the hell you showing that to us?
Hey, bro, this the motherfucking people of the motherfucking island, nigga.
Yeah, okay.
Calm your ass down,
listen. No, you calm down because they.
Hey, you don't want me to show it, my nigga. I won't. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
Yeah. We gonna let you hang up. Listen. Hold up, bro. First and foremost, that word Crete is in Metaneta, right? And it's in Linear B, which is the actual Greek writers from the 18th century BCE. This shit predate this bullshit Christian shit you talking. How does the ancient Egypt? How does the? Hold on, bro. Wait a minute. How does the ancient Egypt?
Now you gonna let me show you why I pulled it up first?
Yeah, pull that shit up. Read that dumb shit. Go ahead.
Chill. Let him read, brother. Go ahead, read, brother. Gotta let him go, Rob boy.
I hope I can give you something to run off with. Okay, so as I scroll down and get to a little cute little note for us, it said, "Did you know?" Right? It said chronic iodine deficiencies in diet can result in malfunction of the thyroid gland, the gland that produces hormones necessary for normal human development. Some mountainous regions, such as parts of the Alps, do not naturally provide their inhabitants with a diet rich enough in iodine. And the resultant hypothyroidism, y'all see what the shit say, causes stunted growth and mental retardation.
All right. So once again, we have someone who believes that they're indigenous to the Americas or that they're Aboriginal or whatever the fuck, and they cannot read. Hypothyroidism. My bad. It's all you just slow it down, bro. Hypothyroidism. We all mess words up, so it's not a big deal. But the problem is that he doesn't read on a 5th grade level.
And Franco Provenco, in parentheses, the Romance speech of French Switzerland and adjacent areas of France, a person affected by hypothyroidism was called a Cretan, literally wretch, innocent victim. The word meant simply Christian and emphasized the hypothyroid victims' basic humanity. So as Sister was trying to explain, is about as far as the charity, like the idea of the church, to show charity, to look out for a ranch person, like a ranch like me, all that silly shit they have our people speaking on and all that. It stems from these people in the Alps Mountains,
That's a lie.
That were called Christians from the land of Crete, sir. Okay?
All right, pause. Share. Here's the etymology of the word Cretan. It's the Alpine dialect Creston, a dwarf and deformed idiot of a type formerly found in the families in the Alpine lands, a condition caused by the congenital deficiency of thyroid hormones. The word is uncertain origin. So for him to make a claim, there is an uncertain origin. By many, it has been identified with vulgar Latin What does it say, ladies and gentlemen? Christianus, or a Christian, a generic term for anyone, but often with a sense of a poor fellow. See, they get hung up on these words, and now they make a religious mockery out of them. But all Garfield has to do is pull this word up, the etymology of the word up, and he can be more descriptive. It doesn't even tell us to go look at the word Christian at all. So when they were sitting here calling these people Christian, oh, y'all ain't feeling me. When they were sitting here calling these people Christian, they didn't even know what they were saying, bro. The word is 1779. How? Hold on, I gotta get this for Garfield real quick. Hold on, I'm recording this. How could you allow this guy to come on your platform and that lady to come on your platform, introduce this word, right? Introduce this word, and then don't even comprehend or understand the word. I know you know it's a bunch of bullshit, but come on. I had to send that to Garfield. Voice record. Think about that. Look, a Christian to these people in the Alpine lands, a Christian was a generic term for anyone. I don't make it up. Just give him the quote. Hold on, y'all. All right, back to this bullshit, y'all. They got me listening to. I'm glad I didn't tune in. I would have lost my mind. Rob Bowen better than me.
Or all that area, whatever. As they
wait, so the Alps are in Crete. That's what you're saying?
No, sir, that's not what I'm saying. What
so
I'm saying is,
where are the Alps?
Okay, the Alps is in that region.
The Alps are in the region of Crete.
What region?
What region?
Listen, don't pin me down on
the Alps are in the region of Crete, huh?
What region? The main idea that I'm making, brother.
What region? What region, bro? Hold on. What region, bro? You said in the Alps. It says some mountainous region such as part of the Alps. So what are you talking
pull
about?
It up, so I don't have to guess.
No. Don't pull it up. I'm saying to you, are you saying the Crete area? The reason why you do know why they said the word meant simply Christian, right? You know why they say that, right?
Why they say that?
Do you know why they said that?
As I'm reading it, it's saying that it's interchangeable with the word Christian. But
hey, yo, hold on. Yo, we're not even going past any of this. Yo, fam, even when we looking at your source, that's still not talking about the island of Crete, and that is not how it's spelled. You're pronouncing the word wrong. You don't understand.
Anyone go to geography?
You don't understand. Yo, y'all gotta mute y'all. Yo, hold on, bro. Wait a minute. Yo, you are wrong. That is not the spelling of it. It is not talking. Yo, man. Yo,
you're
wrong.
Mute
your mic. Mute your mic.
Because you're wrong.
Mute your mic. Hey, yo, Garfield, pull up.
You don't tell me what to do, my dad.
Yo, pull up.
Christian.
All right. Time out.
That ain't the word, son.
Who you think you
Come
are?
on, bro. What is this shit going on here, man?
Go ahead, Rob.
Well, for the one that was interested in it, that just gives information.
Must
the dude
can
might
read.
be right.
No
it might
problem.
not be reference to the Crete Mountains, the Crete Island, and none of
That shit don't got nothing to do with that. Your source don't say it.
Hey, man, goddamn, nigga, let me meet you halfway, nigga.
Your source don't say
goddamn, nigga,
it.
I'm saying you right, but you still want to argue, nigga. You a female or a nigga?
Hey,
You
yo,
sound
man,
like a goddamn
get this
man.
bitch off the
Time
fucking
out.
channel. Get this
Time
bitch off the channel, bro.
Hey, man.
Get this
Time
bitch off the
out.
channel, man.
Time
Get that
out.
bitch nigga out of here.
Hold on,
Yo,
hold on,
listen,
hold on,
man.
Raw,
Hold on, man. Yo, hold on. Listen. I'm
You
not,
don't
yo.
acting with all the
Now I gotta fall back from this stupid ass consciousness. Yo, I don't know how you niggas is entertaining this shit. These niggas don't even know how to spell English and use English. Hey, yo, mute your mic, shorty. Yo, mute your mic, shorty. Mute your mic, bro. Yo, mute your mic, bro. Yo, I don't care if you a woman. You spreading pseudo bullshit.
There we go.
And you can't prove it.
There we go.
You made all of this noise about this fucking word, and then when we pull it up, it's not even the goddamn spelling of the island. This shit is talking about a thyroid, bro. Like you niggas is retarded. You are retarded. You need to go back to school.
Who are the Cretans, brother?
Bro, it's okay.
Hey, I am 1,000% with Rob. 1,000. Wow. I knew he couldn't take it no more. He just said enough. They made it worse by sitting there trying to talk slick and call him out of his name and all of that. That was the worst thing that you could do, because I would have been on the same type of time. The same type of time. Mute your mic, shorty. Mute your mic. You need to go back to school. Right? It's a disservice. Let's go, Ra. Cook.
I'm gonna work. No.
The Crete Island, brother.
Listen.
Who's on
Okay.
the Crete Island, brother?
Listen. Where in this source? Yo,
Who's on the Crete Island?
Where in this source? Hold on, man. Where in this source does it say anything about the Cretan Island or people who descend from the Cretan Island?
Who they were. Do you know where the Crete Island is?
That is not the spelling of Cretan. Are you that? Yo, Garfield, what the fuck, bro? Yo, just put the word Cretan up there.
You just curse me out and then let me
I never even cursed you out. I told you mute your mic. You sound crazy. You sound
crazy. You is ignorant.
Garfield, just put the word Cretan up on there. Put Cretan Island up there, bro. Please put it up there.
I got it up there.
Hey, yo, man, mute your mic, shorty.
Creek map.
Mute your mic, pseudo.
Pull up the old Creek map.
You give us the old Creek map, pseudo.
Ignorant weirdo.
I know.
Let's stop getting hung up on semantics. There's the word
trying to take it somewhere else.
And there's Cretan.
When
You're
did
referring to Cretan, not Cretan.
Huh? Can we
None
get
of
back?
that shit got to do with the Advocate Institution. Why you even bring this shit
What
up?
you talking
No,
about?
it don't.
I'm not. Garfield, and when I get a minute, can I please explain how this is going together? I'm trying to show it.
Don't got shit to do with the Advocate.
Wait, hold on. I want to hear. I would like to hear the connection.
Clarify.
Wait, go ahead.
Hold on. Everybody stop. Let's hear the sister out before, because I got to cut off the show in like around 10 minutes. But Sister Soul,
please.
Do you understand that the word Cretan that you're talking about is not the same as the Cretans? It's not the same as the Cretans.
Yes, brother.
So what are you saying? But nothing. If you're agreeing that it's not the same, you can't. You see, and then you're going, like you're right,
because
like you can't be wrong.
you're throwing me off with how I'm trying to explain this, brother. It's always
go ahead.
It's hard to kind of speak normally.
Go ahead.
How in the fuck are you thrown off and trying to explain some shit you're supposed to have command of? This is the problem again. Rob One is absolutely correct. The dude put on the screen some shit that had nothing to do with the Crete Islands. Nothing. As a matter of fact, if you know anything about geography, right? The Crete Islands is in the middle of the where Mediterranean. Is that true or is that false? Is it true or is it false? By a show of hands, ladies and gentlemen, by a show of hands, what does this got to do with Africa? That's the other question. She still ain't answered. So let's see if she's going to explain this bullshit. Because she done fucked us all up. She done messed my whole show up because of her reading comprehension. And that's part. This goes all the way back to what I said originally about reading comprehension. And the other thing is because she has a meow between her legs that we feel like we gotta change the rules of engagement. No, we don't. When you're miseducating our people, the rules of engagement it's over for that. It's over for that. The rules of engagement are different when you become pseudo.
Go ahead,
aggravated.
sis. Go ahead. All right,
What I'm saying, brother, you're saying it doesn't go with it, right? But I'm trying to show you that it does in a way. Listen to what I'm saying. The Cretans, right, are the Christians. They were deformed people, deprived of iodine, all this other stuff, like the brother just read, right?
No, that's not correct.
Cretan.
That's not correct. That's not correct. That is not. You're mixing up the two, and that's where you're making the wrong move, sis. Okay. I don't care what you're talking about. You don't pay my rent. You don't pay none of my bills. All I'm saying to you is the Cretan argument you're making. You're conflating two things. That's not. Why did they use the word Christians right there? Why? Do you know why they use the word Christians? It tells you though. It tells you, and I think you're misusing it. They're not Christians in the sense.
They were deformed. I understand that, brother. What I'm saying.
So if you understand that, what are you arguing about?
Because I'm trying to show you, right, that Cretans, right, also would have come from the Crete island. You're saying that it doesn't, but I'm trying to show you that they did. That's the problem that we're having, I think. If you don't,
because he did it.
That's Cretan with an A. That's Cretan for the southern Greek island.
You're mixing up the both, sis.
The C-R-E-T
foundership.
Crete Island, brother. Crete. C-R-E-T-E. That's what you're talking
near
about.
The Alps.
Right, and you would get Cretan with an A, Cretan for those people on that island. A Cretan with an I is a different.
Right? Okay. Listen. I'm from America, right? And I'm an American. The people from Crete would be Cretans. Come on now. What are you guys talking about?
Well, one is a diminutive term.
How are you not making simple sense?
Yo, DQ is like, what the hell is going on here?
Listen, bro. She don't. First of all, she's unfamiliar with what toponyms are, endonyms, and all of that. You know what I mean? If you go and read the meaning of the place name Kemet, right? Ujawa got a nice little part of section in there educating people on what these different things mean. She need to read that. Another thing is she still don't even want to attest to the fact that she made a mistake. The brother came on and unmuted his mic. I think it was DQ, and told her, ma'am, the name of the island is spelled, was telling her how to spell it. She's mixing and matching. It's the copy and paste game.
I don't understand how you can associate that.
It makes perfect sense. I can tell you right now. I study religious history, so I'm telling you, the Cretans were Jewish. They were a Jewish sect, and the Christians were trying to get them to be Christians, so they couldn't have been Christians.
Brother, they were considered from Crete. You can look from Cretans to Christians in what you're talking about, right? I understand. I'm not saying you're wrong, brother. All I'm trying to say is giving you a clear understanding. Everything is not clear. A lot of this stuff, oh Lord, a lot of this indoctrination is meant to confuse people, right? So you have to
Crete
sometimes
being near the Alps is confusing.
Yeah, very frustrating.
Do you understand that? Crete being near the Alps is confusing.
We got to break out a thesaurus here.
Do you know why? Where are the
Watch this. Look at the screen, right? This is what Ron Ball asked me to do. Look at it. Look at this. Is this near the Alps where the red is? And that's where the Cretes are. Is this North Africa? Is this North Africa? Is this North Africa? Is this near the Alps? I don't think. What is the
Where
debate,
are
though?
the Alps, Garfield?
The Alps
Garfield,
are
where are the Alps?
Switzerland.
Thank you, brother. The Alps.
Swiss Alps.
Can you pull up an old?
He trying to say it's in the vicinity. How is the Alps in the vicinity of Crete?
Brother,
you pull it up. You pull it up.
Geography class has failed the Negro.
You pull it up, sis.
You
Sis,
please
you
pull
pull
up
sis.
the old
I agree.
Creek
He has
map.
failed the
Sis,
Negro.
you pull it up, sis.
Get a
You pull it up, sis.
passport,
I
please.
don't
Watch
know where that
If
is.
I
Carmen
pull it up,
San
I gotta go on the
Diego or
computer and I'm not
something.
gonna be able to talk.
I
You
don't
can
know where that is. And sis, you're still trying to win a conversation that you can't win though. With
Tell
all
her to
due
even
respect.
do a Siri search. It'll tell you
Just
it's in
because
Switzerland.
Wisconsin is dissonant, but it's okay. I'm not gonna argue with you, gentlemen.
Alps. Just say Alps. And they'll say
Garfield.
Switzerland.
Garfield, this DQ. I got an Airbnb in the Cretan Alps. You can get for the low, man. I got you.
You saying y'all keep
Bro,
saying
that's
the
a
Cretan. It's not
36-hour
the Cretan.
drive.
We're talking about crepes.
How
See,
about going to a
y'all
geography
not
class?
looking at the correct
1,713
place.
That is
miles.
bad.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say I apologize for the misinformation. Usually I ask for sources. I was on with King
And
Low.
you can go skiing in the Alps in the morning.
I was on Clubhouse chilling, and I'm gonna say,
2,719 miles away.
yo, I hate true story.
Say, can I say something right quick?
Can you pull up an old creek map before he say that?
Yeah,
the old
where
map.
it's near Switzerland.
If you don't know geography, if you don't understand geography, when I pull up no map,
This my Swiss Italian shorty
Please
right
pull
here.
up the antique
What?
creek map, brother. I cannot pull it up on my phone. That's why I'm asking you to.
you're not gonna find the Alps near
You
there.
drink Swiss Miss with like eating pizza?
Brother.
How you get the Alps near
Yo,
the creek?
yo, I'm out of here, family. I got
Well, the
three
Alps
more
stretch
minutes.
across
What you go
more minutes
skiing
for
and then go to the
Switzerland,
beach? You ski to the beach?
Slovenia.
I had enough of the ignorance anyway. Y'all have a great
Yeah,
day.
because you are
When y'all
full
get
of it.
time, pull
Lord
up
have
the
mercy.
creek
Get
But
you
map
a
look,
and see
geography
the
class,
coast of Africa,
Stay
sir.
off the
Have
internet
a great day.
and go to the Greek Alps.
but that source you pulled up, it wasn't correct on Africa
Thank
not
you.
being cultivated.
Thank you. What about
We
the
were
African
supposed to
Institute?
just
That was strike number one.
we were
brother.
supposed
Thank
to just stick to that, and then she went to this Cretan stuff.
And died at that
Yo,
one too. That was strike two.
you know they hate us, right? Because everything that comes with, we always shoot it down. A raw bond guy, listen, a pseudo diet their source, yo. That's what it is. A pseudo diet their source. She died at the source. The source is not
Every
saying what
time.
they're saying.
Say, Garfield.
I can read the definition for it right here if you'd like.
No.
What's up, Reggie?
Okay, if you don't mind, and again, my sister, we just want to help. That's all. It says
You too nice, Reginald. I can't let you on no more. I can't let you on. You're too nice. You're too nice.
Oh, well, I just want to read this and then I'll listen.
Go ahead, brother. Read it out.
Okay.
Read it out.
It says the Alps form part of France, Italy, Switzerland, Germany, Austria, Slovenia.
Don't let this nigga back on the panel. If I could vote right now to boot somebody off the panel, is Reginald Jackson. The dude with 4 chins.
In Croatia, Bosnia, Herzegovina, Montenegro, Serbia, and Albania.
And you forgot Greece.
No, I didn't.
Yo,
Janelle,
I like these guys. These guys are funny.
Janelle, you the worst right now. Over 7,000 languages, and she chose to speak pseudo. Oh my God.
Say, Garfield.
Garfield. What up, King?
Let me say this right quick, man. I'm glad that you do bring people on like that. It reminds us how much work we have to do, and the educational system has failed us. And
big
our historians,
facts. Big facts.
And our historians.
Nope. I'm not agreeing with that. Nope. Because I'm educated, so that don't.
No, you paid attention. You just one of the ones who paid attention, like a lot
Big bro. I said it earlier. I said you talking about Crete. That's Greek ancient time. You talking? She mixing 1600 with the 2,000, 3,000 like Crete. That's Greek.
They had a lot of iodine.
You know what's the worst part of this? I never got to Ali Muhammad saying Josephus don't exist.
I said that. Did I say that? I said that to her early, didn't I? I said it to her early. Like, no, you mix it. 60. I'm talking about 1,000, 2,000, 2,000. Greek and Italian, whatever. What Europeans read that. Then it come full circle. She's like, okay, yeah, y'all did it. Y'all, you do the research. I blame it. I just read. You know what I'm saying? Y'all do the research.
In the conscious community, do Negroes mix up the Barbary Wars and put Crete in there and all. Yes,
exactly.
America and
I said the Europeans they occupied that. That was European Crete, ancient time. For ancient Crete.
Hold on, fam.
That goes with Greek.
I didn't even get to she's talking Crete. She's probably talking Creek in America, mixing up with Crete.
That's what you're gonna say. That's what they are. They became the Creeks.
Yeah. That's the whole name of the game, though, is rearranging geography, language.
Yeah, and days. And we could have days from ancient times and put days.
Hey, Professor, why you didn't come on earlier, yo?
Oh, I ain't wanted because I wanted to talk about what she was saying, but she was going off topic. I was trying to hear how she was. I was trying to get her back to the topic of how they were cultivating. They weren't cultivating in Africa. Until people went there and started bringing them seeds.
Brought up the rice argument, and by the way, today there's a new study about agriculture in West and Central Africa too that would blow that out the wind about cultivating.
Wait,
and all that.
Garfield, they had 3 empires. How you think they ate? You think empires don't eat? Are we serious right now?
Right.
Yeah, we gonna go back to Egypt in 3000 BC because they had electricity going on. So we gonna go back
Mansa Musa was the richest man on the planet. They
had electricity, and y'all don't know how they did it. Y'all got to figure it out. It's with the pyramids. Y'all ain't pseudo enough to handle it. That's all I'm saying.
True story. Look, you're wrong. Mansa Musa was from America, bro. Don't do that to yourself.
Listen, brother, it ain't no record out there. The Europeans saying them Africans over there skinny and hungry.
But at the same time, they're not going to say that. We already know they're not going to tell the city way, but
why would they take
personally, a piece of the paddle. Scholars, Big Brother Jabari, what here? What I quoted the measure about what we was talking about earlier. You ain't got off when they always talking about how they was the old Mex was here first, and I'm a student of y'all. I no debate in my game. You know, I just study like if we the first human being on the planet, humanoid, however you want to say it. Spiritual, God put us there, or we became evolved or whatever. We the first with psychological, psychoanalysis, all that. Why the old man couldn't come from us? And the brother Jabari, I'm sorry to call him Jabari, Garfield. You on that pantheon with them, but anyway, the brother broke it down like because I said 20, 30, 50,000 years. I don't know the year time, but we evolved this, that, and the third. So of course we know we migrate here. And the brother broke it down. I don't know his name, the Jamaican brother you've been hanging with. He broke it down like, yes, see this thousand years. They have evolved, and so they are not evolved, but of course do environmental things, this and that.
Okay, you know, once your DNA or your genetics mutate, you're no longer that person. So once you mutate outside of Africa, you're no longer considered an African.
Okay.
Where's
See, I'm a man.
Where's the source?
And I know we original man. I understand that. But the brother,
where's the source that Mansa Musa is from America, bro? You just said Mansa Musa is from America. Where's that source?
That was a joke.
Nah, he's from Mali.
That's the new belief, though. He was joking.
No, he wasn't playing. He wasn't playing.
And the brother said it right. His brother was supposed to get on. He said, I want to be a adventurer. I want to go out. After so long, you take over. That's the Mansa Musa story. He said, after so long, you take over.
What the fuck, bro? This dude can't see. This is all right. So, this is how you recognize pseudoscience, right? The brother comes on there, disagrees with the sister about the geographical location of her argument, and tries to help correct her. Then he turns right back around and he gives us, and he was serious about Musa going to America. Rob Bowen catches it. Everybody else thinks that he's just playing because he was just correcting the sister. No, that's not how pseudos behave.
Who proved
it? He said, I think he said it was 2 expeditions. His brother or cousin, somebody said one.
We don't have no evidence of that, bro.
I know it's just story. It's just
and that story is not like that.
It's just from the speech of our ancient ones, and you know. Or tradition.
Who's the ancient? Who's the person who wrote that story, bro?
Big Brother Rock. Big Brother Rock.
How long
all I know is what I heard.
It was told.
All I know is what I heard.
Hey, don't let Rob Bowen intimidate you, bro.
I'm not intimidated.
I'm not. I'm here to learn. I want to learn.
That story written
and I know brothers like Garfield, Rob Bowen, y'all putting the work, and it's on us to go like, let me cross-reference to that. And don't take with like y'all say, it's a formula. Take this, take two, take at least three, and you want at least one for the other side to see his argument. You hear me? You don't want everybody from the same side. Like, what? Who? Where your back? When you read a book, see, when I first come up,
what the fuck is he talking about? He's confused. Once again, another person that doesn't comprehend, has low comprehension, and continues to appeal to the authority of others, and is literally over here trying to tell us what somebody else is saying. Literally. Like, what is going on? Why are we giving ignorance a platform? Have we not learned from 2015, 16, 17? Have we not? Why are we repeating this dumbass history over and over and over and over and over? One stupid person after another.
You read a book, but I like how the scholars, they say their background, their history, this, that, and the third, go reference this, go this. Yeah, you need at least 2, 3. I say 3, for sure 3, at least 3. And I want to hear the third person, they argument to go against that, so then I can come up and subtract and add like, okay, this what he's saying. Well, it's so true. Okay, this is what he say.
Wait, hold on. Let me ask you a question.
Hold on, Truth. Let's stop the garbage, right?
And I'm just a student. I'm not like y'all.
No. We're not gonna use that excuse no more, bro. Don't say a word. You say what you had to say. Mansa Musa never came to America. Abu Bakr never came to America. We need to stop the lies. The only way we're gonna solve this is by doing 2 simple things. What is your source, and who taught you that? That's what I want to know. And we will explain to you why that person is wrong. I'm not nowhere educated like Van Sertima. He was more qualified than all of them, as a matter of fact. He was more qualified than Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark, in my opinion.
Absolutely not.
Listen. That I'm talking about as far as schooling. That's what I'm talking. As far as schooling.
Thank you. You clean that up.
That's what I like.
But let me hold on, bro.
Garfield, check your message. Check your message, Garfield.
Yo, you're a troublemaker, and I'm not doing it with you. I'm not.
Put it on the screen. Put it on the screen.
One thing I like.
Okay, hold on, Aki. You're taking over the show. Hold on 1 second, Aki. 1 second. Listen to what I'm saying, fam. We have to stop this nonsense in its tracks.
But hold on, but you was just on Clubhouse doing a whole nother show arguing with Hebrews, not paying attention to all the bullshit that has been going on for the last hour and some change that I've been listening to. So how can we stop this in the tracks when you want to have some created decorum with pseudos?
When she said the Creed things, and I Googled or whatever, I didn't even know what she was talking about. I'm trying to figure out where she coming from. But when she said, when the guy put it up now and it says Christians, it puts a whole monkey wrench in somebody. I could see how they could misrepresent the source. I could see that. I could honestly see that. But when you look at the geography now, you got to put yourself in a 5th grade class now. So if the Cretans come from here, how are we talking about this part? It don't make no sense. People got to use common sense, man, and stop the foolishness, yo.
That's how you know our educational system has failed us.
Put the source up, Garfield.
Geography, math, literacy. Damn, F's all over the place. Lord have mercy.
Then linguistics from whichever country you're referring to.
Ain't no linguistics. You know damn well Switzerland ain't near nobody's Greece.
Yo, hold on. Let me.
Well, language varies.
Well, yeah, ain't no
geography.
You gonna have it all that.
I don't know.
Yeah, they go your Mansa Musa story right there, bro. Said the first fleet, according to oral tradition, Abu Bakr gathered shipbuilders and from all over his.
And this isn't error by Rabon, because this isn't a part of any oral tradition. This story that he's about to read was told in Egypt. This ain't in nobody's oral tradition.
Empire. This is written by Al-Umari in 1324. You can see right there. The monarch who preceded me would not believe that was impossible to discover the limits of the neighboring sea. He wished to know. He petitioned in his plan. He caused the equipping of 2,000 ships and sailed them with men, and each such member that were filled with gold, water, and food for 2 years. He said to the what did I say? I can't. This shit hard for me to read it on the screen. Do not. I can't see it.
Kudos can't read, man.
Yeah, he said to the whatever. I can't see it all because I'm using my phone and I'm blowing it up.
Oh.
Do not return until you have reached the end of the ocean, or when you have enhanced your food and water. According to Al Umari, only one ship reached, and captain reported to Abu Bakr that he watched the other ships sailed on, entered a broad current in the midst of the ocean, and disappeared. Instead of following them, he returned around and returned home. The second fleet, Abu Bakr then decided to build a fleet of 2,000 boats and commanded it himself.
No.
He conferred power on Musa, specifying that if he did not return after a reasonable amount of time, Musa should inherit the.
This is crazy. So I just go into my memories real quick, and guess what pops up in my memories? Toponyms, place names. Toponyms and place names. Right? And the sister, she messes all of that up. But in my memories from 2 years ago, toponyms and place names. It's crazy how this world works. But Rob Boyd, that the Arab source is not quoting any griot or gelé regarding Mansa Musa. But I do understand why you're referring to that particular person, because they're responsible for that. However, that also includes David Basil Davidson, and I have Basil Davidson's work, especially his real good one. Never mind, I'm gonna keep that to myself. But just know I got that. I got it.
So, in 1311, Abu Bakr set out with his fleet down the Senegal River and headed west in the Atlantic. He never returned to Mali, and his brother became Mansa Musa in 1312.
Wait, hold on. Wait,
Robert,
that's not.
That's what we read. That's just what he read.
That
We don't know where it comes from.
West, the Atlantic.
It don't. Yeah. I could be wrong. Rob Boyd, no more about this to me, but I've read the same thing he read. And like he said,
the document is right, but just that's something. Is that in quote that part? That part of
Hold on. Let me help you all out. First of all, in the oral tradition and all that stuff, none of this story don't exist. This is something that's developed later by one writer. That's how you fact check and use a method.
Because ain't no paper written on nothing. It's just the oral.
A decade later.
Let me say this: the whole story is basically BS anyway. But I mean, that's just
it's cap. Ain't no Africans ain't never had no boats.
Did
2,000 boats.
The last name Barca, Barca. Did you say
Damn,
Barca?
Africans live in caves. See, the problem is you got Truth up here fronting, and you got your other boy up here acting like he's some type of Indian killer, and they scared of the God.
Who is the God?
Who is the God?
Who's the God?
Who is this?
I'm just asking the question if his last name was Barca. Barca.
Wait, hold on. I need to meet God in the flesh. Where he at? Bring him here.
Yeah, you met me before live.
Wait, hold on, God. Now I got a chance to talk to God.
You got some information.
Talk about God? What's up?
Live story in the raw and
You got something you want to put on the screen?
Yeah, please. Let's get
the rest. God. Or you just gonna talk shit?
Yo, last time I talked to them two clowns, they hit the.
Stop with the talking trash and let's put something on the screen, bro. We
So
don't
we
care
don't go
about
off the
all that.
platform, so y'all might got
Nah, put whatever you want. I will ask Garfield to give you as much time as you want. You God in the flesh, let me body. Come on, let's
Mute me right now. I'm gonna be quiet.
Why y'all had the last live stream when I asked you when you
come on, bro. Put some information on.
Yeah, you tap dancing now, God.
the whole citizen, y'all need
Stop the talking and put it up, bro. Put up the information. Stop yapping.
Because y'all
yapping. You see, God cut
about
off
life.
your mic. That's the
Don't
most
kick him off, Garfield. We just want to know what he got. What information you hear to challenge, brother. Start out with that and put your source to show that anything that we say is wrong and pick one point. We're not doing the year jumping and the time machine
in Africa.
Okay.
Hey, Garfield, can I just ask you?
No. I'm sticking to God right now. We need to get this straight.
I killed it. One man killed Pan-Africanism by itself. Rocked your whole thing.
How, brother? Okay, keep on.
Hey, Garfield, can I just ask one quick question? I'll be done and listen.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now,
Did Rob Warren, sir, did you say
that primates come from America, please?
No, what I was just going to say,
don't believe that, bro.
Hold on.
You ain't got to believe it.
Reggie, hold on 1 second.
Okay, I was just
do the research, nigga.
Truth.
Brother, I just want to get my point out and then I'll listen. That's all.
Reggie, chill out, Reggie.
Okay.
Truth. Do you have something to share with the audience?
Well, no, what I was just going to say was
Reginald,
not
hold
you.
on. I know.
Oh, I'm sorry,
it's my
sir.
show.
Sorry.
It's my show. Truth is, do you have information you want to share on the screen?
Man, I'm on my phone. Y'all gonna make me pull out my laptop. I'm in a.
Y'all gonna make me. He gotta take his shoes off.
Yo, how come every
he gotta take his earrings out of
how
ear.
come every Aboriginal that comes on here says that, bro?
Because I don't know about every. I know.
All of y'all do this.
God is calling me on the spot. Let's just get to it. I don't need none of this subterfuge, brother. Let's get to it. Anytime, any place, right now.
I just told you the animal is called Purgatorus. It was found in Montana. Look up the first primates found in Montana. That's all you got to do. Anybody can Google search.
Pause. He said the first primates were called Purgatorus. So let's look that up. Let me share the Chrome screen so everybody can get here. Purgatorus primate in Montana. Purgatorus, named after the Purgatory Hills in Montana, is known only from North American fossils. Its teeth suggest that it ate specialized diets of insects and fruits that varied across. So let's go see what this is. Right, let's go see what it is. Our earliest primate ancestor rapidly spread after dinosaur extinction. Look, ladies and gentlemen, this is the primate ancestor, a Purgatorus. Small furry ancestor of all primates, a group that includes humans and other apes, were already taken to the trees a mere 100,000 years after the mass extinction that wiped out dinosaurs. So this is his argument. All right. So now y'all know, right? Now y'all understand what he is claiming. So let's hear his argument. These dudes, boy, they make up some shit for real.
So you saying y'all come from primates? Got it.
What does this mean?
Sorry, say what? What did you say?
So there's some primates found in Montana, and you a Native American?
No, not some primates. The first primates.
Okay, but does that mean?
Okay, wait.
Let's stay.
Everybody, hold on. Let's stay on this point. You said that the first primates were found in Montana. So you said that we could have a source for that. Obviously, you read this somewhere. Please put the source in the back and we put it on the screen. Just put it on the back. You can do it on your phone.
Now you're being disingenuous now.
Bro,
now you can
tell us what it is.
You can Google that. That's easy.
Okay, so let's Google it. Put the first primates found in Montana and let's see what we get. Montana. This shit is crazy, bro. We got to go one step at a time with you guys. We understand that you didn't go to school. We got
you. You gonna tie this rope around your neck.
I went to school.
I just want to know how you get married with G like this. Because you was trash, girl. You slid up and married doing this?
Come on now, Garfield, come on, Garfield. All right, listen, no, you playing Garfield. Well, you not
And
gonna
why
put it up,
you
Garfield.
always
Come on,
flooding somebody? Why you don't ever strike
There's
people? with
nothing. There's nothing being shared. What? Somebody sharing something?
Someone said nobody went to school here. I am college educated, so
you know your boy.
If you have,
know
is
your
there
boy
a
lies
problem with that?
historian don't know nothing.
Does someone
Your
have
boy
a problem
true
with someone
historian
being
is a
college
liar.
educated?
He a fraud, and he don't want no work.
Bro,
At
you
least
ain't
where I
even pull
born.
up a source.
At least where I born to take a beating. This other nigga won't.
Yeah.
Bro,
Who, me? Well,
source.
who you talking about? You talking about me?
If a shoe fit,
Well,
if a hit dog
Thank you,
bark.
thank you. Now I say I will take the first thing and you can do it right now. How about that? You could be the first one. Right now.
Part the body. Can I say what they?
No. We not moving. No, we not moving from the animal that. Hold on, wait. Hold on, yo. Hey, Garfield, here's the link of the shit that he told us to look up. He said that this shit is found in Montana, Father Taurus, whatever that is. There you go, right here. I put it in the back. Please put it on the screen and let's analyze your shit.
And I'm gonna tell y'all where he got it.
That's what you won't do. And that's what you won't do.
This ain't
Oh, they look like my cousin.
It doesn't say it's the oldest primate.
That's what you won't do, nigga.
That's not a
News.
primate. That's a rodent. That's nutria.
Oh God, here we go now. Here we go. Y'all can pull up a Pithecanthropus morthicus and call it Lucy. Y'all can pull up some ape-like joint and call it a human. And come on, bro. We talking about primates. We talking about beginning of a species born right here in America. So my question to you is, how the fuck did it get to America? How did it get to Africa? Not how did it get to America? Don't ask me how no Indians got here. Ask me how did monkeys get to Africa? Because that's the question. And then I'm gonna ask you, how did zebras get to Africa?
Hold on, brother. Are you looking for the earliest known? Oh my God.
Zebras became Christian when they came down the Alps in Crete and then swam to Africa. Everybody
Are you looking
knows.
for the earliest known fossil primate discovered in Montana?
You mean like a Bigfoot creature or
Yes,
I'm historian on that Asian shit. See, on your page, you get the block.
Bro, are you gonna stop talking and answer the question?
These brothers are scholars, historian.
God, y'all always do this. Y'all never bring a source.
These brothers
get
are
on
scholars,
everybody's
historian. You got
bro, and that's even
these brothers
corny.
doing the math.
I'm all about like snapping, but you are so corny and dumb
You
at
all
the
about
same
deflecting.
time, dude.
You all about deflecting.
How you corny and stupid? You bored?
And
What's
taking
tonight?
down posts.
You don't want
I
homework
let
to do
you live.
tonight?
I let you live.
You lucky your mama let you stay up this late. That's what you're really lucky about.
I let you live. You weird.
Okay.
You ain't got no work. You ain't got no facts.
This is
all
a
you got is
distraction,
jokes,
bro. What? That's why I said, what does
I
this
got
mean?
no facts. Here's the facts. You're an idiot.
Does
No,
this
the
mean you an
fact is on the
Indian?
screen, punk ass nigga. That's the
Does
fact.
this mean you an Indian?
Don't
I
call
thought you was
people
gonna eat
names.
it up, nigga. I'm gonna
Bro.
let y'all go. I'm gonna let y'all
Does this
go.
data
Because I
know?
just hit you with a bullet.
Stay
Keep
put.
the Indian killer.
Peace.
Take that killer off your
Run.
name.
Peace.
Take that killer off your name. Shout out to you, Garfield, for being a real one.
Hold on. Did you come to this?
Shout out to you, Garfield, for being a real one.
Truth is, hold on 1 second, brother. Do you want us to discuss this article or not? Is this the proper article?
Bro, the truth.
Look at the article.
The truth
Is this the proper article?
Somebody gonna steal your milk and a lunch from
No. I mean, it's anything referencing the species Purgatorius found in Montana is debunking your argument, because now we have to discuss how did the primates get into Africa.
Batu's up. Pardon the body. Pardon oneself. So you saying this is where we come from?
No, brother, I'm not saying that. I'm telling you.
Because I just read it too. I got
That's not it, y'all. That's not it.
Pan-Africanism is dead.
I'm just asking. I'm not making a conclusion. I'm asking.
What the young lady was trying to tell you was that
put it in the.
All right, so once again, this is the issue. This is how I know that these people don't understand what the fuck Pan-Africanism is, right? Pan-Africanism doesn't teach evolution. It has nothing to do with evolution at all. It doesn't have anything to do with some of the bullshit that they keep trying to make up what Pan-African is, and it isn't. They don't know history. They don't know shit about it. Why is this even interjected in this discussion? This is a primate. No one has an issue with one of the earliest primates. That's why it says on the page, Earth's earliest primate. It doesn't say it's the earliest. It's pluralized, meaning that there's multiple earlies. It's not turning around and saying the first primate. That's a fucking lie. That's not what that is. It's an ancestor. A new study has found that Purgatorius, a small mammal that lived on a diet of fruit and insects, was a tree dweller. Paleontologists made the discovery by analyzing 65 million-year-old ankle bones collected from sites in northeastern Montana. This fool asked, how did it get here? Look at how small this little motherfucker is. You don't think that it could have got here during any other period, bro? 65 million years? Huh? Low sea levels. This motherfucker probably could swim across the Bering Straits or walk. It could do a multitude of things. Who cares how it got here? It's found. Great. Apparently, there's still some that are around. Who knows? I don't. They don't actually have that. They're trying to give an image of a recreated image, 3D image, or whatever the fuck. But the dude comes and disrupts the whole show. And this is what I mean. And he sits there and he try to call Truth a hoe, call them all kind of names, all this other bullshit. You know, like all of that is irrelevant. It's all irrelevant. All irrelevant. We have the information right here. Doesn't prove that humans evolved in the Americas. Does not. There's no there's no other information, right? That says humans evolved. Watch this. I'm gonna take y'all back to Chrome, and I'm gonna watch this. First humans that evolved in the Americas. Watch this. We don't get no hits on evolution in the Americas, but we get the first people to populate the Americas. Look, the emerging fertile shore. The emerging picture suggests that humans may have arrived in North America 20,000 years ago. We ain't got nobody evolving in the Americas. There's no other evidence around that would insinuate anything, but it's one dumb argument after another dumb argument after another dumb argument after another dumb argument.
So I came on.
My bad, y'all.
And then you did the sucking and jiving shit, and you took it down. Cause I'll bust your ass like man. Stay away from me, cause you don't want to work. All you got
because that was gay. I want to say what your last comment was.
I hit play on the video, yo. I was listening to.
Now, if you don't sit your little ass down and go somewhere and do some homework and get out of grown people's business. The hell are you up there talking about some old monkeys from Montana? Sit your ape ass down somewhere, boy.
Well, I'm still trying to figure out, does this make you an Indian?
No, it makes some monkeys.
I'm trying to figure out what he's concluding.
Nah, it makes y'all a bunch of hoe ass agents. It make y'all some losing ass niggas. It make y'all sit here talking to the one.
All right, man. Listen, bro. Like, this is what they allow. This is what they allow. Hey, this dude here hurt, man. Sutek, you hurt, bro. Why is you posting that? Julius Erving is mad at MJ, bro. Everybody that you bring to the forefront is upset with MJ, bro. Because MJ took the shine from Dr. J. You remember Dr. J? He went obsolete when MJ came on the scene. When MJ took over the league. When MJ did the infamous free throw line dunk. But he didn't do like Julius Erving did when he dunked from the free throw line. He actually he was gliding through the air with his freaking feet bent, his knees bent, his feet by his butt. Then he kicked his feet out like he was just let them wings fly. Boom. Bro, get over yourself, man. No, it ain't everybody hate MJ, bro. Listen, what you need to go do is you need to figure out where the fuck was LeBron James in game 1 in the playoffs, bro. Where was LeBron James in game 1 of the playoffs? It wasn't LeBron James yesterday that helped the Lakers win. It was 2 unknown people that we never heard of that saved them. Had them dudes not had the game that they had, the Lakers lose game 1. But y'all so worried about, oh, he played in another playoff game. But he didn't do shit. He didn't even game 1 in the playoffs, the first round. Where the fuck was LeBron James? But he's so good. That boy said boring ass dunk. Bruh, 25 points a game? Come on, bro. Get the fuck out of here, yo. Scoring 60. Get the fuck out of here, yo. And you don't even watch basketball. Stick to boxing, nigga. Anyway, man, look, I'm getting up out of here, yo. I gotta get up in the morning. Get some work in. So y'all enjoy yourselves, man. But listen, the point of today is the Aboriginal Indictment. Reading comprehension is real. They lack reading comprehension. Therefore, we have to speak to them on elementary terms in order to properly edify and educate them so that we don't get fucking stuck and lost in all of these arguments. Another thing is we can't continue to allow them to appeal to authority or false authority and make these accusations as if these people that they quote unquote are learning from are actually teaching stuff. And we have to ask them, did they critique the source? Do they know how to critique the source? We have to pound methodology on them for all reasons. And don't forget to go sign up for the science literacy class because every goddamn body needs that. And it's more prevalent today than ever before.
I think oftentimes when people hear me and see me, they think that I'm a fool. They think that somehow or another I've lost my mind, that I'm not down with the in crowd. They've said that nobody would love me and that I'm an outcast. But let me say this here now. We can be clear about anything. Please let me be clear about this. And I pray that it's received and understood. I don't want to be one of you. I don't want to be one of you weak, men, weak
This
people.
for my brother,
I'd rather
Kendrick
die. Death is welcome, rather than to call myself you spineless black men.
Side high, I ain't your traditional. Rapper smoking medicinal, stayed in detention. Life is all about principle, cynical ass niggas. Sorry that I offended you. I bring something different while niggas sounding identical. I'd rather drown in a swimming pool than to let you imbeciles stop me from topping my pinnacle. Try me blocked by the genitals. Trust me, it's not intentional. It's the difference between a gangster and a criminal. Cause real gangsters can't do Breakfast Club interviews. A lot of you niggas don't own a business suit. A slave for every pair of Michael Jordan tennis shoe. But anywho, got your bitch walking around like she winning pool with no bottoms on, just the top of her swimming suit. What you gon' say when them niggas gon' try to get at you? Them in what army, or you just talking in general? Cause in the end, we all gon' die like them Seminoles, nigga. These niggas weak. I'm fucking up. These niggas weak. These niggas weak. I'm fucking up. These niggas weak.
When I look at the sorry state of black men in America today, the destruction of the family, the loss of integrity. When as a young boy, black shot down every day for years without stopping, when I look at what we are as black people, I'd rather be dead than to continue to live against such.
Y'all ain't trying to start a revolution. Y'all looking for a restitution. Niggas kill each other every day and ain't no evolution. My partner shot 100 niggas and it was never proven. We just labeled him a gangster and kept it moving. Let me give you the same outcome, separate shooting. A white man kill a black, we holler persecution. So instead of looting, it's time to find some better schooling. You can act like y'all don't understand when I'm elocuting. Did I stutter? I was never Reuben. Y'all ain't no Black Panthers. You wasn't there with Newton. You ain't Marshall Martin. Try to better humans. Instead of all these rappers, we need some better students. It's time to rebuild the neighborhoods that we helped to ruin, and the NAACP, y'all need some help recruiting. Fuck a resolution, let's get some retribution. I feel like Malcolm X when he left the movement. These niggas weak. I'm fucking up, these niggas weak. These niggas weak. I'm fucking up, these niggas weak. Yeah. Y'all know what it is, yeah, I said it, nigga. All you niggas laying up with these bitches with no condoms and shit. Having mistake babies and shit, leaving these women to motherfucking raise your kids by their motherfucking self. Yeah, my nigga, I said it. You don't like what's going on in the motherfucking America, leave this motherfucker. When they said we were free, my nigga, that mean we were free to go back where the fuck we came from, my nigga. Yeah, it's a whole motherfucking continent that belong to us, nigga. It's called Africa, motherfucker. The fuck is y'all talking about? Y'all ain't trying to start no revolution. Y'all motherfuckers spent 10 bands on the motherfucking section in the motherfucking club. 10 bands to build a whole motherfucking neighborhood in Nigeria, nigga. Get the fuck out of here.